Aldershot 4 points above the drop zone. Eastleigh are 2 points into a playoff place. So much stake for both sides for two very different reasons. In an all-Hampshire clash, it is Eastleigh home to Aldershot, and we are 5 minutes away from kick-off here on BBC Radio Solent. Also live online via BBC Radio Surrey as well. So good to have you tuning in if you're an Eastleigh or an Aldershot supporter, and also on the National League TV. Aldershot have brought an awful lot of supporters with them, opposite in the terracing and to our right. It's a bumper crowd as well. Alex Pike with me, Eastleigh Commercial Director. And Alex, great to see. Hardly a space around in this ground. It is packed, it seems, here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's terrific for the football club. You know, these are the types of games that we live and breathe for. You know, I just come from hospitality now. We're completely sold out in hospitality, as we are for the Solihull game, last game of the season. So it just goes to show how much interest is generated in the local area when A, we're in the playoffs, and B, it's a local Hampshire derby. You know, so I'm looking forward to this one this afternoon.
And what a big game for both sides. You've got Aldershot down near the bottom of the table at the moment, just above Torquay, who are fourth and bottom. But for Eastleigh, you know, 2 points above, and that was a big opportunity. Missed it, felt on Friday against Torquay.
Yeah, it was massive. There again, you know, the results kind of went our way as well, so there wasn't too much damage done. And the one thing I know about this team, watching them all season, if we have a setback, there's normally a great response afterwards. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case today. But as we all know, local derbies, form book goes out of the window. You know, this is going to be purely on who wants it the most and who's got the most technical ability in the side. And when you're fighting for your life, like Aldershot are down the bottom, and we're fighting for get the last playoff space, you know, it's going to be an interesting contest.
Well, the sun's starting to come out again here this afternoon. In the last 20 minutes, we've had hailstorms, rain, torrential rain, thunderstorms, and the sun's out now. We've, as you said before the game, we've had a bit of everything weather-wise. Let's hope that we have it all on the pitch today, but as you say, it's how they respond, really.
The only thing we haven't had is lightning, and I hope it doesn't hit the referee.
Yeah, I'm sure you mean that with all sincerity. The referee, by the way, today is Lloyd Wood, who is just in the middle there, in between the players. He's quite short, actually, the referee, isn't he? So it might not reach him anyway, I'm not sure.
he looks like Ed Sheeran's younger brother.
He does, doesn't he? I'm trying to think of an Ed Sheeran pun now. You mentioned that. So Eastleigh bringing the changes, 5 changes. Harper, Langston, Rutherford, Lloyd and McDonough come into the side. So Kelly, Martin Hill and Mitchell drop to the bench. There's no place for Camp. It looks like he's unavailable today. But Lee Bradbury promised he would bring the changes, and what he said was the worst league performance of the season on Friday, and he's a man of his word on this afternoon.
Yeah, the one thing that Richard Hill and Lee have done is work really, really hard to get us a good, strong squad. And when you've got 2 games within 4 days, it makes sense, especially after you get a performance like we got against Torquay. You know, you look over the last few weeks, it's been really disappointing that we lost to Yeovil and we lost to Torquay. You know, no one counts their chickens. But had we got 4 points from those games, then we wouldn't be sitting here on the edge of a tightrope that we are at the moment, trying to get into the playoffs. So hopefully a good reaction today. You know, there's 5 games left, 3 of them at home. You couldn't have asked for anything better at this stage of the season. So hopefully the lads now will go on and push that advantage home.
And as for Aldershot, Alex, I think I brought this up with you once before, but weren't you linked with the Aldershot job once upon a time when you were at Gosport Borough?
Yeah, I was actually. The chairman's here today. I've been with him in hospitality, and he invited me over. I always remember, went and watched the Aldershot Wrexham game and sat with him in the director's box, and at the time I thought it wasn't for me. Then look what happened to Gosport. I think I should have gone to Aldershot.
yeah, who knows? You could have been in that dugout now, couldn't you? There you go. The Aldershot players are forming that huddle beneath us. White shirts, red shorts and white socks. Their away strip. And you've got Joe Partington, the skipper for Aldershot, coming up against his former club, having those 2 spells at Eastleigh. Well, 3 if you included his first loan at Eastleigh before joining them permanently. Joe Partington, 146 appearances altogether for Eastleigh in the league, 6 goals, and he also had that loan spell at Aldershot in 2014, and he's back at the club at Aldershot, having arrived this season. And that is the kind of player that you want in your squad, that experience. You play midfield now, more as a defensive midfielder, Joe Partington. But remember when his first spell at Eastleigh, he had the pace and he used to really burst up and down that flank on that right-hand side.
Got a lot of time for Joe as a footballer and as a person. You know, he was a really nice lad to have around the club, and it was quite a disappointment when he left to go. But yeah, it'd be quite interesting because he was playing more like a right back for us, and I didn't know he had that ability to play in the centre midfield. We'll have to see this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll find out in 90 minutes time. Well, we're about to get this match underway. It's Aldershot to get us underway, shooting from right to left as we sit here towards the shed end to our left. It's a terrific attendance. I think it might be the crowd of the season as Partington delivers it on this right hand side, and Eastleigh headed away to get this match underway here. BBC Radio Solent, Radio Surrey, and National League TV, and it's a free kick there for a foul, this time from Rutherford on this near right hand side, in between the box and near right hand touchline or left hand touchline. If you're watching on TV, the cameras are opposite to where we are, so we haven't got our rights and lefts muddled up. Well, at least I hope we don't throughout the afternoon. But Aldershot have got a free kick in a dangerous position already on this left-hand side. I thought it was a bit
unfortunate, actually, because obviously Oscar was going to clear the ball down the line. The lad's put himself in there. Yeah, his foot was a bit high, but have to make sure we defend this properly now. You know, when you get a free kick in the first minute, you just want everybody switched on, everybody concentrating, doing their jobs, and not giving them a free header. So hopefully we've got that now. So
Harfield was there as an option to try and cross it in. He's going to leave it this time, and he's going to go to the edge of the penalty area instead. There's 5 Aldershot players inside the box here. It's crossed in towards the far post, but it's not a good ball, and it goes over everybody's head in the end, and it's going to sail out of play for a goal kick. It was a deep ball into the penalty area from Glover, the former Cherries Academy man, and it's McDonnell in goal then for Eastleigh. Rutherford, Langston, Magoma and Harper at the back. Lloyd, McKiernan, Cisse and Carter in the middle. McDonough up front with Whitehall. As I say, Kelly, Attengarner, Martin Hill and Mitchell are the subs. Aldershot have got Ashby Hammond in goal. Minoga, Cordner and Jordan at the back. Harfield and Glover wing backs. Ochieng and Partington in the middle. And Amaluzor and Campbell off Barham. Now a good run from Rutherford down the right of the penalty area, crosses it in, diagonally played it back, nearly found Carter, comes back to Cisse, who's going to volley it left, and it sails well past the far post and out for a goal kick from 30 yards. But why not have a go from there early on?
Yeah, that was quite encouraging from young Rutherford. He's taken 2 defenders on, he's got him behind him, he's put a quality ball into the box. It's missed the first man, which you asked, but unfortunately the centre back was there to clear it just before it got to an Eastleigh player. But that's encouraging that he's got the pace and the ability to take on the left back at Aldershot. So hopefully that will give us rewards during the game.
Well, Aldershot are battling at the wrong end of the table. They last won promotion from this league, though, 15 years ago when they won the conference title with Gary Waddock in charge with more than 100 points. And then they managed to get themselves up into the playoffs a couple of years later in League 2. In the meantime, here's Lloyd, comes off his head down this right-hand side for Eastleigh, halfway inside the Aldershot half. He comes down the flank, and it's a well-timed challenge there from Tyler Cordner, who played nearly 40 games under Lee Bradbury for Avon and Waterlooville. Throw to Eastleigh, deep inside the Aldershot half, near right-hand side.
Yeah, I'd like to see the ball in the last third of the field. We've got some creative players, we've got some goal scorers, so hopefully we can start building a bit of momentum and keep the pressure on Aldershot.
Throw taken in front of that bit of development work going on behind that ground. There's the digger in between the classrooms with those 2 blue doors which have been built in between that and those pink seated temporary stand, but then eventually that will become a permanent terrace, as Stuart Donald fingers crossed will be back at some point soon as the owner of Eastleigh, and it comes out for a goal kick which Ashby Hammond in his all purple will take the goalkeeper on loan from Fulham on a season-long loan. 0-0, 3.5 minutes in. And the terracing opposite where we are, there's the gantry on top. Lee Bradbury isn't there this time today, as it's a kick long out of play for throw for Eastleigh halfway inside their own half on the far side. Eastleigh's last home game against Altrincham, Lee Bradbury was stood on that gantry, having got 4 yellow cards, but he had the best view in the house, didn't he, up there?
He did, but it's a really high, naughty step, isn't it? I wouldn't be sat on it. I'm not a lover of heights.
And it also feels it draws attention to it, doesn't it? If you sit in the stand, you can hide away. If you're up in the gantry, everyone can look at you and almost know that you've got yourself into trouble 4 times this season. Yeah. He's with a free kick.
I remember Arsene Wenger when he got sent off and he did the spread arms when he was started. Everyone could see him up there.
Yeah, that's been turned into a gif, hasn't it? Since he's to come forward now towards Harper down the left-hand side, over on that far left with Carter. Carter tried to play it forward towards Whitehall. It went 20 yards up the field. Aldershot won it back, and then they clear under pressure from Whitehall. It's off the chest this time of Rutherford, who's had a bright start to this game. and he goes back to Magoma, who scored Eastleigh's last goal at home to Altrincham more than 200 minutes ago now of football. With his aqua blue boots, goes wide to Rutherford, and Rutherford chips it down the right hand side to Lloyd. Lloyd brings it down 10 yards away from the right hand corner penalty area. Aldershot only half away, back heel from Whitehall, a chance for Lloyd, he goes square, and a shot from McDonough at the goalkeeper, tried to bend it into the bottom corner. First real chance, and it was a chance.
It was a great chance, and he didn't get a good connection on it. He half scuffed it, but the build-up play was absolutely brilliant. Alfie, Lloyd and Rutherford. Like I said, it looks like we're going to get great joy going down the Aldershot left, our right. But it was a shame that he didn't get a better connection on it.
Full programme of National League fixtures taking place today, and the big one as far as the neutral is concerned is the one involving Wrexham and Notts County, the two sides at the top with 100 points. But the big one, I think, is this one, EC against Aldershot, the All Hampshire clash. And then the Spitfires have it with Langston halfway inside their own half. 0-0.
I don't blame people having an eye on that Wrexham Notts County game. They're the best two teams that I've seen here this season, and obviously their position in the league proves that. But I think everyone will want to watch that this afternoon.
Winners all green with McDonald, kicks it long. Don't tell them that, Alex, they'll switch us off if you're not careful. But
it's not on till 5:20, isn't it?
No, 3 p.m, 4 minutes in at the moment.
Oh, bloody hell.
Down that left-hand
watch
side.
That rubbish.
Here comes Arfield, puts the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared from Eastleigh, and that comes out towards the right-hand side, and then Aldershot have it, and then up towards this near right-hand side. McKiernan back towards Lloyd. Lloyd touches a bit heavy, one back from Partington, diagonal pass for Aldershot, edge of the penalty area. Harper wins the challenge, edge of the box, chipped it up towards Harper. Campbell tried to put his man away down the right hand side, but Rutherford's there in the right back position. It's a bit frantic here all of a sudden. Aldershot goes square, 10 yards away from the left hand corner penalty area, and it goes left towards Harfield for Aldershot, the man who arrived from Weymouth in the summer. Played it down the line. Amolazor goes down with a deep ball in from the left hand side, but it's a ball which is too heavy. It's a throw for Easy down the left in line with their own box on that far side.
I think we got away with it a bit there. There's time when you need to play out from the back, there's times when you need to put your boot through it and get the ball up the pitch, and obviously Rutherford had the chance there that he could have cleared the ball and got it into the Aldershot half. He decided to try and play it out, took a heavy touch, and then Aldershot recycled the ball and put us in trouble. So thankfully they overhit the cross, but like I said, know when to play, know when to clear it.
And out for a throw, and that first chance has come, main chance has come for Eastleigh as Whitehall played it square to McDonough, who was looking for his first EC goal. He tried to place it underneath Ashby Hammond, but Ashby Hammond dived to his right and made the save. So Eastleigh drive past the halfway line and play it back towards Rutherford, and he goes back towards Magoma for the Spitfires in their blue shirts, blue shorts, blue socks, so that blue and white check on the side of their shirts. Through ball that time from Rutherford. An intelligent ball, wasn't it? It was just a yard too far in front of Whitehall, back to the goalkeeper from the halfway line. Yeah,
it's good intelligent run from Whitehall. He's peeled off the centre half and got between them. Rutherford spots it, but unfortunately he just overhit the pass. But again, it's all down this right side, Aldershot's left, and I'm sure that Tommy will have to try and address that later on, because I can see a goal coming from this if he's not careful.
Yeah, Tommy Woodington was appointed 8 days ago, replaced the interim boss Ross McNally 8 days ago. Had Mark Molesley in charge early on in the campaign, Aldershot. Now director of football at your old club, Alex Gosport. Although we're not sure he's director of football, it feels like he's very much a manager, doesn't he? As EC clear it out of play for a throw down the far side.
I never understand these titles. Yeah, director of football at a Southern Premier club. He's a manager.
It's funny when he was asked kind of what kind of manager he's looking for. He didn't really answer that one, because I think it might be himself potentially. Might interview himself for the job. But Langston heads it on for Eastleigh, and then it's flicked on there from McKiernan, and then Langston halfway inside the Eastleigh half clears, and it's a long ball forward, but Aldershot have it with Jordan, and then Jordan kicks it off McDonough and out for a throw for Aldershot deep inside their own half. They're right.
But I think we've got the best director of football in Richard Hill. Having worked with Richard now, I've completely nutly changed my opinion of him when I was Gosport manager and he was Eastleigh manager. He's got a good team with Lee, and it works well to have a manager like Lee and a director of football like Richard Hill. We've got a great experience there.
And that's the thing with Vital having that experience, isn't there, all around the club as Rutherford goes long for Eastleigh. McKiernan's on the chase, in line with the 6-yard box. Aldershot come back from the left of their own penalty area from corner. And it's a long ball forward, but Langston's going to let that go for McDonnell. And McDonnell just throws it out towards this near right-hand side. He's got the full suit on, Tommy Woodrington, today. As he runs into that sunshine, Rutherford, and back to Cisse. And the big 6'4" midfielder goes back. And, as we've commented on before, but they have got that identity. It's the big, tall, physical side this season, which Rutherford burst past halfway. Lloyd with a back to goal, 15 yards away from the penalty area. McKiernan across towards Cisse. Cisse plays it forward towards Whitehall. Whitehall chips it forward. Aldershot are going to get it away. But that's kind of the difference, Alex. It feels like last season it was difficult to know what Eastleigh's identity was, but there's that clear understanding now, it feels.
Yeah, and what's pleasing from my point of view, looking as a director of the football club, it's the right mix. If you haven't got the height and the physicality, then you need the pace. So we've got people like Rutherford and Vinnie Harper. They're not the biggest, but they've got pace.
Cisse twitches it out left. Ball down well for McDonough. He plays it back. Whitehall plays it short. There's Carter with the finish. Eastleigh take the lead. It's a beautiful team goal. It really was a crucial goal in this all-Hampshire clash. 11 minutes in, it's Charlie Carter with the opening goal. Eastleigh 1, Aldershot 0.
Normally you'd hear me screaming and shouting when the ball hit the back of the net, but I wasn't sure if it was offside, so I was checking with the linesman. No flag came up. It was just a brilliantly timed run by Charlie Carter, a brilliantly worked goal. How many 5-6 passes, cut them open like a knife through butter. They couldn't handle it, and the intelligent layoff for the Charlie Carter to run onto and to put it in the back of the net, absolutely tremendous. Why didn't they do that against Torquay on Friday?
Well, that's what you've got to wonder, isn't it? But,
absolutely.
It's such a contrast. I know you have the advantage at home, but to be such a contrasted performance, I think Eastleigh have created more today in the whole of this 11 minutes than they did the whole of the 90 minutes on Friday.
Yeah, amazing. I thought I wanted to go with you on Friday, and unfortunately I missed it, but the way we played today, 11 minutes, I think we've been in total charge of the game. The only chance they had was from a set piece, and then the ball over the top, which Langston dealt with absolutely superbly well. So at the moment it's been a bright and encouraging start, but we all know where local derbies can go. Can't count those chickens. We've got to now keep the momentum going and try and get the second goal and kill the game off.
Yeah, and very much in Eastleigh's hands to get to the playoffs this season. 5 games to go, but it will give them a big boost if they can pick up the 3 points here today. But as Alex said, a long, long way to go in this game as it's thrown out towards Harper on this left-hand side. Lovely finish, one-touch football. Carter's there with a finish. You have to wonder where that performance was, as Alex said on Friday. Magoma has it halfway inside the Eastleigh half. You're probably pleased you didn't come with me. It took 5 hours to get there. We'd have had a lot of quizzes, Alex, on the way there. So
tested one another on the old English Riviera.
Yeah, definitely. Well, at least the weather was good. That's the only thing that happened on Good Friday. But 1-0 Eastleigh lead at the moment. And Aldershot themselves, they drew 1-1 against Yeovil 3 days ago. Having taken the lead in that game, picked back from Mark Cooper's side. McDonnell goes short towards Magoma for Eastleigh on the edge of the penalty area. Lovely team move. Did think at first he was offside. Flag stayed down. Eastleigh took the lead. 1-0. Thrown out of play, or headed out of play for a throw for Aldershot down the right, halfway inside their own half.
What I haven't said to you, Ian, I forgot that the sponsor of today's match has asked that you pick the man of the match.
Have they really?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we're going to give that one to Radio Solent.
Excellent. Well, best not give it to an Aldershot player then, because Aldershot go down the right and then chip it forward.
You never give man of the match to the losing side, do you?
Oh, well, that's a bold claim, that one, Alex, isn't it?
Just snuck that one in here.
Yeah, it's because all the Aldershot supporters are tuning in, as McKiernan goes wide to the right. Rutherford halfway inside the Aldershot half, played short towards McKiernan. McKiernan with Rutherford down the right hand side. Lloyd's an option. It's played diagonal potentially towards Whitehall. That goes out wide to Rutherford. Rutherford tries to put the ball in with his right foot, but that's blocked and out of play for a throw on this right hand side in line with the penalty area.
That was a bit of a shame, actually. JJ's done well to hold the ball up. He gets in front of the back four. There was a switch pass on to Whitehall and he didn't see it, otherwise Whitehall was clean through. Yeah,
came off Ochieng's foot. Here's Rutherford down the right. He's got an option to play it back to Lloyd. Rutherford might try and take his man on. It's a good challenge from Harfield, and he's going to let that go out of play for a corner kick for Eastleigh on this right hand side to this near touchline. Quarter of an hour in, Eastleigh 1, Aldershot 0, and it's Eastleigh have been on top so far.
I think Lee spotted what I spotted. He just asked JJ to look for that pass because a little reverse pass there, and the run that Whitehall made, he'd got between the two centre-backs and he was in acres of space, and unfortunately he didn't have his head up and he didn't see it. But again, it's all coming down this right side, like I identified earlier, their left side, and he's done nothing about it, Tommy Widrington, and he's going to have troubles.
So it's Whitehall to take the corner this time. That goes towards the far post, but that's chipped in. Strange to see him taking the corners, but it goes past the 6-yard box and out for a goal kick with Eastleigh 1-0 up.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. One of your top goal scorers, and he's taking the corner kick. I want my top goal scorer in the box. I can't work that one out, but especially with his height and his heading ability, it seems a bit silly. But obviously that's something that Lee's worked on.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it this season, really, of Whitehall taking him. Obviously planned something different to what happened in the end there, as Aldershot go 15 yards inside the Eastleigh half, and it's headed out of play this time from Langston for a throw for Aldershot down the right hand side, halfway inside the Eastleigh half, which Glover will take. And Aldershot, who got a reprieve 3 years ago, as they play it down the left hand side. Harfield chips it in towards the far post. It's headed away at the back post from Langston, still comes back towards Partington for Aldershot. Ochieng gives it away, and now McKinnon comes forward for Eastleigh, comes past halfway, diagonal pass. Will Lloyd get there? He's not going to. Cordner gets there. Well, he beat him for pace, but Cordner was just in front of him, and then he did get around him, and Cordner makes the foul. And it's a free kick for Eastleigh in between the penalty area and near right-hand touchline.
I think the referee had no choice there. He's actually holding his shirt as well. He had a great handful of his shirt. But again, it's that intent. We're getting a one-on-one situation and we're taking the player on. We're being confident. We're trying to get into the space behind them where we can then cut the ball back into the 18-yard box and hopefully get runners onto it. But it's just that intent. Obviously, I wasn't there on Friday, but when you play on the front foot, when you play with intent, when you play with confidence, then this is what you get, and we've had a great start to the game.
Well, Minoga, Cordner and Jordan all at the back. They were born in Bournemouth, Southampton and Portsmouth between the three of them. Our three league clubs on BBC Radio Solent. There's a lot of local links involving Aldershot and Eastleigh today in this Hampshire clash, as we say. It's a free kick. Aldershot form that two-man wall, and Whitehall again is going to take the free kick, which is going to be the theme throughout the afternoon, I think. Carter's right on the far side, inside the box. Cisse in between the two. Magoma's there in the middle as well. And then Lloyd is also in there for Eastleigh, who lead by a 0-0. And the referee, Lloyd Wood, just making sure that's 10 yards, gets the spray out. The referee, who's yet to send a player off this season, I haven't put the curse on that one today, but Whitehall to take the free kick then. Magoma's in there in the middle, McDonough's there as well. Carter right at the far post, crossed in, great!
Absolutely brilliant.
2-0.
Brilliant.
It's Cisse this time, extends Eastleigh's lead. It's his third of the season, make no mistake, but what about the cross as well from Danny Whitehall? It's Eastleigh 2, Aldershot 0.
That's what's made the goal. Absolute quality. You and I have sat up here all season and we see us hit the first man. So frustrating. He's cleared the first man. He's got the ball into the danger area on the far stick. Cisse's unmarked. Clear header. Heads it down. Absolutely perfect. What a great start. Well done, Eastleigh.
Yeah, pinpoint cross. Header from Cisse.
And now we know why Danny Whitehall's on the set pieces now, Ian. What do we know?
Well, what a set piece taker he is, isn't he? Honestly. Deep ball in, and then there's Cisse again. Well, he could probably take the rest of the season now, probably, after all that.
Yeah. Well, he's got a great assist there, isn't he, Danny Whitehall? For me, he's grown as a player this season. Everyone knew about his talents and what have you. Never really fired for him last year, but got a bit more responsibility now, and the lad's growing into the position. He's a very, very good player at this level.
Well, Eastleigh have an amazing home record this season. Their best ever home record since being promoted to the top flight of non-league football in 2014. Only Wrexham and Notts County have more points at home. 45 points at the Silver Lake from 20 games going into this afternoon's match. They lead by 2-0 here. They led 2-0 at home to Altrincham in the last home game at this stage, but it got nervy, didn't it, in the end? So they'll make sure that it's going to try and make sure that doesn't happen here today. But a different attitude from Eastleigh today so far. But Aldershot play the ball over the top, out towards the left-hand side.
Offside.
Campbell brings it down. He's offside on the edge of the penalty area. And there's only 2 goals have gone in the National League so far today, and both have come at the Silver Lake. 2-0, one for Carter, one for Cisse.
But that offside for me is indicative of how well the back four is playing. It's a high line, and then when the ball's knocked over the top and they take their runs too early, we're going to get them caught offside. And that's discipline and that's experience. And that's another player for me that's grown since he's been at the club, is George Langston. He's very calm on the ball, never misses a header, absolutely superb.
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he? On loan from Watford. There's a trip that time on Lloyd to the right of the centre circle. It's Campbell who brings him down, and Eastleigh are 2-0 up.
I think he's lucky not to get a yellow card there, personally. That was quite cynical. He's never going to win the ball.
The referee just gives him a word this time. Cisse from the right of the centre circle. Switches play down the left-hand side. McDonough heads it on. Harper was on that far left-hand side. It's chipped up 5 yards up the field. Carter heads on for Eastleigh. Whitehall tries to get there. Aldershot have it instead. Jordan clears. BBC Radio, Solent Radio, Surrey, and also on the stream on National League TV. It's a throw for Eastleigh in line with the Aldershot box on that far left-hand side.
What a response Lee Bradbury and Brian Stock have got out of this team from Friday. We're 20 minutes into the game and we're looking like a Rolls-Royce engine. We're that smooth. The football is intricate and brilliant. It's a real good wake-up call that the lads really needed if they wanted to push for these playoffs.
Harper to take the throw. Back from Carter. Good football. Out left from Harper. Harper with a good cross in. Nearly found Lloyd. Headed up into the air, and Aldershot have it off the knee to the left-hand corner of the box. That's a left-footed clearance. That goes 50 yards up the field. And then Campbell brings it down with his back to goal. He's got Ochieng to his right, but he does the sensible thing and plays it back to corner. Also had that spell at Ebbsfleet, the defender who was at Weymouth, started at Bournemouth, having a Waterloo that he moved on to. Goes back out to the right to Minogue, who's had those loans at Bromley, Weymouth and Gillingham. Now at Aldershot on loan from Portsmouth. Heads it out left to Campbell. Campbell with his back to goal. Goes on this near side. Here's Harfield for Aldershot, who plays short. It was 0-0 early on in the season between these two sides. And it was Aldershot who came out on top in this fixture last season, scoring 3 goals at the Silver Lake. But it's Eastleigh who've had the better of it so far. Halfway through the first half, Eastleigh 2, Aldershot 0. Carter loses out, and good play from Aldershot, who win it back here. And then Barham's going to shoot, and it's going to go in off the post, and Aldershot score. Well, halfway inside the first half, Jack Barham, who scored for Maidstone a few weeks ago against Eastleigh, does the same this time in an Aldershot shirt. It's Eastleigh 2, Aldershot 1. So
disappointing. Charlie Carter, an excellent player, dwelled on the ball too much in midfield. I said earlier, didn't it, there's a time to play and there's a time to clear your lines. He was dilly-dallying, got caught. It's gone in off the post. I thought at one stage it was going to go wide. I thought Joe had his angles covered and it was going to go wide, but unfortunately it's hit the inside of the post and gone in, and now it's made a game of it, which it should never be.
Yeah, as I say, shades of Altrincham. I mentioned it a minute ago, but to go 2-0 up, then 2-1, and then looking comfortable at 3-1, and then they nearly conceded 2 late goals, scored the one, but won 3-2. But in the National League, that is why, it is never comfortable. It feels even at 2-0, is it really?
No, when you're given a head start of 2 goals, it seems a silly thing to say, but all you've got to do is keep a clean sheet. You've won the game, and just concentrate on your defending and make no mistakes. And that was just a silly mistake from Charlie Carter, and it's cost us.
Weatherford back for Eastleigh, 10 yards away from the penalty area. Right hand corner of the box, cleared. Lloyd's cross, edge of the penalty area. And then we haven't seen many goals involving Eastleigh really this season compared to some other sides. As far as goals are concerned in a game, Eastleigh are 4th and bottom, whether that's scored or conceded. But that kind of goes against what we're used to here today, because we've seen 3 goals, 2 for the home side, 1 for the away, just over halfway through the first half. Alex Pipe, the Eastleigh commercial director, with me in the commentary box. Brian Stock and Lee Bradbury, both arms folded, edge of the technical area. 16th meeting between these two sides now in 8 years, as Aldershot goes square to the left-hand corner of the penalty area. And here's Tyler Cordner for Aldershot, who's going to just hoof it up the field down that right-hand side. Brought down well that time from Glover. He brought it down really well. Back towards the halfway line from the right of the centre circle. They go for the 1-2. Glover's on the chase. Langston says that's mine. Just boots it out of play for a throw for Aldershot down that right-hand side, halfway inside the Eastleigh half. Yeah,
we just need a little spell now where we keep possession and not give the ball away, and just try and build that momentum back up again. Because at the moment, the momentum is definitely with Aldershot after that goal.
It is, and they have possession now with Amalazor, who's got it on that right-hand side, cleared from Harper. And they go down this time for a foul from McDonough, for a foul on Glover, and it's a free kick to Aldershot. 5 yards from the corner flag. How things can change.
Yeah, typical challenge from a striker when he's back defending. Unfortunately now they've got a free kick in a dangerous area. You can't win every ball. Just got to stay on your feet and usher him back towards the Aldershot goal. And unfortunately he's fouled him, and now they've got a free kick in a dangerous position now.
So a defeat at Torquay, a draw at Boreham Wood before that for Eastleigh, and Aldershot had that free kick on that far side. Remember, the first time these two sides met in the National League was Eastleigh's first ever home game, a late goal from Wright in the 94th minute back in 2014. Eastleigh's first ever home game, made it 6 points from 6. But here in the National League, 8 years later, it's a free kick for Aldershot, and they've got 3 in the penalty area, 3 just outside. It's been chipped in with the left foot up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. And the header, this time on the edge of the 6-yard box, is going to sail wide past the far post and out of play for a goal kick. This time it was aimed up towards Jordan, who headed it wide.
Well defended from Danny Whitehall. He helps us out so much when they bring him back from set pieces. When you've got your centre forward in there and he's actually challenged for every ball, it didn't half help the back four when you've got someone like that helping you out.
So long it comes for Eastleigh. Was saying as Aldershot head on towards Barham. Magoma just about gets there. He plays it square. Langston leaves it for Harper. And Aldershot will be keeping a close eye on how the other sides at the bottom end get on, the likes of Yeovil and Torquay United. But they're in possession here, Aldershot. They come halfway inside the Eastleigh half. That's square from the left-hand side from Haji Magoma. And it's out towards the left-hand side. And then it's cleared. And then Minoga came forward up to the edge of the penalty area. And then Aldershot clear. And then out wide to the right-hand side. We've got a Minoga and a Magoma, so get your head around that one today. Throw for Aldershot down that right-hand side.
Well, that goal has certainly lifted Aldershot's spirits. When you're 2-0 down after 20 minutes, you're thinking, where's this going to go? But that goal came at the wrong time, and when you're 1 goal behind, you've always got a chance.
Aldershot switched from right to left. That's going to go over the head, that team of Harfield, who gets the ball in. Right across the face of goal, and this shot comes in from Campbell, save from McDonald. Well, he managed to find some space and turn. He did brilliantly to find the shot, but again, it was so rapid with the shot. A good ball across, and then McDonald does well to dive and gets it away. In the meantime, there's a man down for Eastleigh. Referee says play on, and it's crossed in from Glover. It's aimed up towards Campbell again, who's going to head it straight into the arms of McDonald, which is a relief for Eastleigh. And it's Harper on the floor, and now the referee does finally get the physio on to give him some treatments. 2-1 to Eastleigh with 17 to go before half-time. Yeah,
that's a tremendous save from Joe McDonald there. The lads hit it with power. It's going in the bottom corner, and he's got 2 hands to it and parried it out into a safe area. It's good goalkeeper, and I think that's what you need. So sometimes that's just as good as a goal when you see your goalkeeper in that type of form. Because I think he was a bit unlucky with the goal, that he had these angles covered and it's gone across him, hit the inside of the post and gone in. Sometimes it hits the post and comes out, but it's unfortunate. Now this break now will give Lee and Brian a chance now to speak to the players and just settle them down a little bit. There's no point panicking just because they've gone and scored a goal. We need to get back to those good habits that we had in the first 20 minutes, play the way we were in the first 20 minutes, keep getting the ball out to Rutherford on the right hand side and explore their left hand side, and we've still got a great chance to go on and win this game, but it's got a lot tighter than I thought it would be.
Well, a big game elsewhere, Alex, between 6th and 8th is involving, as far as Eastleigh are concerned, Bromley against Boreham Wood. Yeah. Bromley took the lead 1-0, and now Boreham Wood have equalised a couple of minutes later.
Well, if they can stay as a draw, we'll be happy. Let both of them drop 2 points each. We'll have that.
Yeah, you'd take that, wouldn't you? Definitely.
Definitely take that.
It's the 2 sides closest to Eastleigh, and then you've got York 0, Halifax 1. That's the only other goal that's gone in the National League. So not a lot else going on elsewhere, and it's the first real stoppage of the game due to that injury. Harper's back up onto his feet now, and it's 2-1 to Eastleigh. But what was a promising start, it feels like that momentum, as you're saying earlier, has just shifted with Aldershot now. They're the side well on top at the moment, last 10 minutes. Yeah,
it's quite deflating. The crowd were right behind Eastleigh and cheering us on, and then that goal's gone in. They've gone a bit flat. It's lifted the Aldershot supporters in the opposite end, and that's what happens. the timings of goals are crucial, and for Aldershot to get anything out of the game, that was a great timing for them. But like I said, we now got to swallow that and just put that to the back of the minds now and go back to the first 20 minutes. Hopefully now, if we could stay like this to half-time, then Lee and Brian can address that and get back into the players' heads, because the first 20 minutes was absolutely brilliant.
It was. It's been an entertaining first half so far. It's been a frantic start. It's headed on for McDonough, who can't quite keep it in play, but it is a throw for the shots halfway inside their own half. On Aldershot's right, on Radio Solent, Radio Surrey, and the National League stream, Aldershot have actually got a better away record than at home. 24 points from 20 away, 4 points more than at home. They have the second worst home record. Only Maidstone have got less, but they head on inside the Eastleigh's territory. This time there's a push on Harper, who's back up onto his feet now, and he wins a free kick over on Eastleigh's left of the centre circle, and Harper's going to let that go for this free kick to be taken from George Langston for Eastleigh on this Easter Monday fixture. Long ball forward, the first of 3 games in 6 days for Eastleigh, would you believe. They've got Gateshead to come on Wednesday night, then a Saturday match away at Chesterfield. McKiernan goes square to this right hand side. Rutherford is going to try and take it around a couple of players. Can he beat his man? He's got options here just to behind into the right hand corner penalty area. McKiernan's there as an option. He comes back for McKiernan halfway inside the Aldershot half, and they go forward on this right hand side to Rutherford, 15 yards inside the Aldershot half. Diagonal pass to Lloyd, who had a bit of space. He's still got a little bit to find, but that was narrowed down pretty quickly. Magoma finds McKiernan on this right hand side, halfway inside the Aldershot half, curled in, square ball from Whitehall. He's missed it. Lloyd's put it over the bar. Lovely move. Lloyd couldn't find the target from about 8 yards out. It was a bit of an angle, but couldn't find the target. Goal kick.
But again, intelligent play from Danny Whitehall. Ball's come in from JJ, and he's just laid it off. Perfect pace. It was just waiting to be begged to be put in the back of the net, and unfortunately Alfie's opened his right foot up a little bit too much and put it past the post, but really needed to put the laces through that. The goalkeeper on either side of him, it was beaten, but again, it was good, encouraging build-up play that got us the chance, and it was a great chance.
Big opportunity. Lloyd putting it wide of the post, as Lloyd looking to get his 6th goal of the season. Was one stage early in the campaign when he was starting regularly. Has had a bit of an injury issue since, but scored that goal after 7 seconds as Aldershot go down that right. Out for a throw for Eastleigh down the left. I wasn't at that one. We weren't commentating on that game, Alex, the Dorking Wanderers one, but I don't know how we'd have reacted. 7.2 seconds. I don't know if we'd have been up here in time, would we?
Probably would have packed up the van and gone home.
Yeah. Certainly would have done by half time, wouldn't we? I think it was 4-0 at that point. But in the meantime, Eastleigh have it in the left of the centre. Goes square. 12 to half time. 2-1 to Eastleigh. McKiernan tries to play it wide to the right. Can't find Lloyd. This time Harfield throws it forward for Aldershot. And then Campbell wins a challenge on Rutherford. Throw for Eastleigh on the right.
I think the encouraging thing from my point of view is all the chances that we've created. We have created them with good football, one-touch football, and getting reverse passes into the box and having more touches, whereby Aldershot, there was a mistake from Charlie Carter that got them in there. They haven't really created anything.
Lovely move for Whitehall, though. It brings it forward towards Lloyd, and Lloyd's going to be pushed there from Haji Manoga. It's a free kick for Eastleigh on this right, in line with the box, and Aldershot, whose last away game was a defeat 2-0 at Halifax. Their last win, though, was 4 games ago at Southend when they won 2-1. They trail 2-1 here, and Eastleigh have got a free kick, which Whitehall, who set up the second goal, is going to try and set up a third here. 2-1 to Eastleigh.
Bit disappointed in the referee. He's had a couple of chances now when to use a yellow card. I don't advocate yellow cards, but I can see this game progressing and getting worse and worse. It's a local derby, and he needs to really impress his own authority on the game. And at the moment, I don't think he's done that with little tiny words here and there. That was another cynical foul that he could have given a yellow card for, and he's going to make a rod for his own back if he's not careful.
Whitehall to take the free kick. It goes towards the back post. That's headed on from Carter. It's brought down there for Aldershot. Malazor gets it away. It's a throw for Eastleigh, halfway inside Aldershot territory. Eastleigh's left. Scunthorpe 0, Oldham 1. Scunthorpe could be relegated this week, and I think they probably will be. Harper to take the throw. to the National League North.
That's a shame, because obviously Andrew Boyce, one of our excellent servants here at Eastleigh, obviously went to Scunthorpe. It'd be horrible to see him get relegated. It's a shame where that club's going at the moment.
Yeah, their decline has been incredible, isn't it? 3 relegations in 5 seasons they're heading for. And the man who was most recently at Scunthorpe is McDonough, who plays it across to McKiernan. McKiernan back to Rutherford, 15 yards inside the Aldershot half on this right-hand side. Probably the quietest period, really, since that stoppage, you'd say. As Cisse comes back, which probably favours Eastleigh more last couple of minutes, the way that stoppage has just killed the flow slightly, because it was Aldershot who were on top.
Yeah, definitely. And it's nice to see that our more experienced players are now have got a grip of the game, and they're helping the youngsters through, and the momentum looks like it's shifting back towards us.
Good play from Rutherford, tries to take his man on, can't quite, gets back up onto his feet. Here is Rutherford, right by the corner flag, in line with the 6-yard box. Can he find the cross? He looks for the ball, plays it square into the right-hand corner 6-yard box. Can McKiernan find the cross? He plays it across towards Whitehall. The shot's blocked, and then it's cleared that time from Glover up towards the halfway line to Barham. Aldershot defending well there, though, getting bodies on the line. Here come Eastleigh once more. Rutherford finds some space on this right-hand side. Ball up towards Lloyd, comes off an Aldershot foot, and it's a throw for Eastleigh, which Rutherford will take, but nearly fine margins.
Yeah, Rutherford's playing very, very well, and everything is emanating from him. He's on the ball a lot, and he's using the ball. Commentators curse, you do that, he goes and gives the ball away. But you know, he's been a great find for us this year. I think the lad turned up from Plymouth after being released.
Langston over the top to Lloyd, though. He's right at the penalty area, chips it round 1, then 2, then Whitehall wins it, and then he falls over. No penalty given. Cleared, left-footed clearance. Well, Wood was pretty close to it, to be fair, wasn't he, really? I think that would have been a soft one. Forward it comes, Lloyd back to Rutherford. Rutherford short to McKiernan, 10 yards away from the right-hand corner penalty area. Lloyd to his right, McKiernan might get the shot away, comes back to Carter. Challenge comes in. There's a well-timed one that time from Glover. Forward Eastleigh come again, 5 yards up the field. Harper short to Whitehall, brings it down well. Whitehall shoots and it skims past the post. Well, he brought it down, he turned 180 degrees, he pulled the trigger, but it just went wide. It wasn't much in it at all.
No, it's pretty to watch. You know, things are, JJ McKinnon and Rutherford are really well, linking up well together, creating chances. That's the second chance now for Danny Whitehall. He's connected well, just gone past the post, but the momentum's definitely shifted back towards us now. But you just hope that you don't rue these missed chances, you know, because there've been some quality chances with Alfie and then Danny then. So fingers crossed we get one soon.
Yeah, there's been those opportunities, haven't there, since that bit of stoppage. McKiernan's brought down that time there from Ollie Harfield, who's played for Dagenham, Redbridge and Boreham Wood as well. The left back and played left midfielder. He's kind of playing the left wing back at the moment. As Eastleigh come to Rutherford towards McKiernan for the Spitfires. Carter scoring Eastleigh's first. They were 2-0 up after 12 minutes. Lovely team move. And then a header from Cisse made it 2. Aldershot getting themselves back into the game just over 10 minutes ago. Barham in off the post. It was a good finish after winning it back, but Eastleigh take too much on the ball, and there is Carter again giving the ball away. And then he makes the foul, and he's got to be careful, hasn't he, Carter? He's done that for the goal, and now he's giving the ball away, and he's made the foul. Aldershot with a free kick halfway inside the Eastleigh half, right to centre.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. It seems he thinks he's got more time than he actually has, and he's taken 1 or 2 touches too many. The picture closes down once you take touches, and you know, he's got the chance to play it first time and lay it off to another player, but he decides to take the touch. Picture changes, then you're in trouble.
So Aldershot are going to take the free kick. Eastleigh have had the better of it over Aldershot over the last 10 years. They've won a big chunk of those meetings into double figures now as far as wins are concerned. It used to be Aldershot who always used to beat Eastleigh in the Hampshire Senior Cup back in the day, but Aldershot have won 3 games since Eastleigh were promoted to the National League against them. But a free kick for Aldershot, left-footed ball into the penalty area, aimed up high, headed across from Eastleigh to the left of the 6-yard box to Cisse, and he's just going to get that out of danger, out of the ground, and out for a throw for Aldershot on halfway.
Again, experienced player, and absolutely, you know, that makes sense. Clear your lines, then get yourself reorganised, and then try and win the ball back. We can push up another 20-30 yards now.
So Aldershot have got the throw. 6 minutes of normal time remains here in the first half, and they have it on halfway. I know everyone's talking about the redevelopment of the ground, Alex. I've just seen the pie shack over there. That's new, isn't it?
That's been there from the start of the season.
Has it?
Yeah, it was a temporary gazebo first. Now it's been made more permanent now.
Oh, I didn't know if Wayne Shaw was going to be in there, but obviously he's not. Aldershot had it on.
I was with him yesterday at the Tottenham game, and if he's listening to this, I'm not even going to be drawn into that one, Ian. My little roly-poly goalie.
Yeah, he's hopefully he's tuning in at some point. We'll give him a shout out if he is. And now to play for a throw for Eastleigh on the left-hand side. But that's interesting, isn't it? Talking about the developments of the ground, it looks like it's kind of trying to shape Eastleigh to, eventually, if they can one day get into the Football League, it's the as far as not being allowed to move around the ground next season. Is that going to be the case, you think, for the next campaign?
It won't be one day. We will get into League Two. Stuart Donald is a very ambitious owner, and he will get us there. And the man gives us the tools to do the job. And this is a progressive club. And as you intimated earlier, we're just hoping that Notts County and Wrexham both go up this year, which would make our job a little bit easier.
Glover with a cross for Aldershot, though. It's headed away from Langston to a left-back position. That takes a bounce, and then Carter delivers it forward for Eastleigh. And then it's headed straight in towards the edge of the penalty area to Langston, who volleys it to Lloyd, halfway inside the Eastleigh half. That's given away. And then Aldershot play it straight towards Harper for Eastleigh. 4 minutes of normal time left in the first half. Harper delivers it long towards Lloyd. But then it's away from Minoga. And then Magoma for Eastleigh. That goes high up into the air and just behind him. And then Rutherford heads it only as far as the centre circle to Aldershot. Here they are with Harfield, who go halfway inside the Eastleigh half. On this near left-hand side, back to Partington. Partington in field, and then Aldershot are going to keep possession at the moment. On the first 20 minutes, which Eastleigh dominated, then Aldershot scored, then they started to control things, and then they had that stoppage, and then Eastleigh have had a couple of chances since, but probably the quietest period over the last 10 minutes, but still 2-1 to Eastleigh.
Yeah, the encouraging thing is, as you saw then, we're defending from the front. When you got Alfie Lloyd and Danny Whitehall, JJ McKinnon closing down their back four, the only option they had was to hit it long and over the top, and then that made it easy for Magoma and Langston to track back to the keeper. So the hard work put up on this end of the pitch, it equates to what happens at the back of the pitch. So we are defending well, we are playing well when we've got the ball. We've certainly got the beating of them down our right side, their left. So it's making an intriguing contest.
Well, in our other live commentary on all all Solent frequencies, it's Portsmouth in action against Morecambe. It's still 0-0 there in League One. And in the National League South, Hungerford 0, Havant and Waterlooville 1 is the latest score. As Eastleigh have a throw down the left, halfway inside the Aldershot half. And Aldershot have it down the right of penalty area from Ochieng. He goes square, and then Aldershot clear and out of play for a throw for Eastleigh down the left on that far side. Chesterfield away next Saturday, Alex. Gateshead at home on Wednesday. So it feels like they need to keep it in their hands going to Chesterfield, because that is a really tough game. Apart from Notts County and Wrexham, that's up there with the toughest, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously our last home game against Solihull was not going to be easy either. So it is last game of the season against Halifax. Hopefully Halifax will have nothing to play for other than finish the season off in front of their home fans. So fingers crossed that we can get the momentum in that game as well. But it's in our hands, and that's the thing that we can ask. We're not interested what other teams do. Just be interested in what Eastleigh can do, how we can affect the game, and we've certainly affected it here. And I think we've got to go in a little bit disappointed if it goes in at 2-1, because we should have really kept a clean sheet.
Harper to Carter, back to Harper, who's fouled, and then they might get a chance here before half-time. 2 minutes of normal time in the first half. Harper's brought down. It's a free kick for Eastleigh, right on that far left-hand side. Eastleigh 2-1 up here in the National League. Eastleigh 7th against Aldershot, who are just outside the relegation zone. And no other goals to tell you about since we last spoke on Solent Radio, and on the National League stream. It's Altrincham 0, Gateshead 1 now, though. Gateshead in good form going into that game at Eastleigh on Wednesday night. It's a hell of a long way for them to come, though, 2 days later. Eastleigh will hope that plays into their advantage. It's a free kick right on that far side, which Whitehall will take. And there's Madonna, Magoma, Lloyd, Cisse and Carter, a group of 5, all in the box. One-man wall form for Aldershot in Glover. It's going to be Whitehall is going to take this free kick. Eastleigh's left, right by the touchline. Referee blows his whistle. What can Whitehall do here? It's curled in with the right foot. Carter heads on, appeals for handball. McDonough!
Yeah!
McDonough scores!
Brilliant.
Right before half-time. It's his first Eastleigh goal. and he took it so well. Another deep ball in from Whitehall. It was headed across, and McDonough made absolutely no mistake to extend Eastleigh's lead once more. Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 1.
That was needed, and it was needed badly. To go in now at half-time at 3-1 is a lot better than it was at 2-1. As you said, when we had that stoppage, it's been all us since then. We've created chances. I was hoping we weren't going to rue the missed chances, but again, that's fallen for us. Another great set piece from Danny Whitehall, headed down by Charlie Carter. I thought it was a handball in there at one stage. Referee never gave it, but then it broke to us. We put the ball in the back of the net, and now we can settle down a little bit. We've got that 2-goal cushion back again, and hopefully now, like I said, Lee and Brian can readdress it half-time, and we can go out in the second half now and apply ourselves.
Rutherford heads on. Hello to Mark Pearce, US Spitfire. A positive line-up from Bradbury and a great attacking start. Great to hear from you. Fourth official puts up his board. Let's find out how many minutes we're going to have. 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
I suppose there was that stoppage earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, for Vinnie Harper when he got injured in the box.
Yep. 3-1. But you get the feeling this is far from... I mean, at 3-1, it's a good lead Eastleigh have, but this kind of game, you feel like this is just going to be from minute 45, minute 1 to minute 90, just full of chances.
Like I said, the encouraging thing for me, though, is that they haven't created anything.
Lloyd puts the ball in. No, and that's
all their chances either come from set pieces when we've done silly fouls, or when Charlie Carter got robbed in the centre of midfield and it was too late for the back four to recover and he's put the ball away. But apart from that, they haven't cut us open. They haven't got the beating of the full backs. They haven't got in behind the centre backs. So that's encouraging from my point of view.
And it was a poor ball, wasn't it? That was from Glover into the box, right towards McDonnell in the Eastleigh goal. McDonough chases the ball and tries to win that ball for Eastleigh.
That's great for McDonough as well. I think he needed that goal, since he's come from the club. He's always been knocking on the door. Hopefully now that'll give him a bit of confidence for the next 4 games. It's always nice to get your name on the score sheet.
So throw for Aldershot down the right, deep inside their own half. Campbell kicks it off the foot there of Langston. Now play for a throw. Aldershot had a couple of seasons when they reached the playoffs. They finished 5th in 2018 with 75 points. They lost to Ebbsfleet on penalties. Couple of years in succession as well. They lost against Tranmere Rovers on aggregate 5-2 2017. Ball goes up in the air, but they trail 3-1 here. They got a goal from Barham off the post, but Eastleigh have got 3 goals and 3 different goal scorers, which will be a positive for Lee Bradbury as well, Alex.
Yeah, it's always nice to share them around. When you've got goals in the team, it makes it difficult for the opposition. If you've got one focal point, after time they would double up on him and make it difficult. But we don't do that. We can share the goals around. We got goals from midfield as well, so that's another encouraging sign.
So a free kick for Eastleigh, which shall be a no rush to take because we're halfway through stoppage time here at the Silver Lake Stadium now in the first half. McDonald delivers it long and it just takes a bounce and go out of play for a throw down the right, halfway inside the Aldershot half, which Jordan will take for the away side. 3-1 to Eastleigh. Jordan delivers it up towards halfway. That's headed on straight towards Langston, who's going to let that ball go out of play for throw for Eastleigh, halfway inside their own half on the left hand side.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll make the half-time cup of tea taste a lot better when you've got a 2-goal cushion, especially the bitter way that we conceded our goal. Joe be desperately upset because I know goalkeepers like to keep a clean sheet. Yeah,
that goal from Barham has been the 1 goal for Aldershot so far. Lee Bradbury's just telling his players to calm down, and it is good to see some attacking intent from Eastleigh today, as US Spitfire said, because there was none of that at all on Good Friday.
And that's the disappointing thing for me is, as an ex-manager, I always set my teams up that we went out to win the game, and if we failed by trying to win the game, I'll live with that. There's nothing worse than they're just trying melling yourself through the game and then ended up losing it, and you think, well, what could have been? Just go and give it a go. Be on the front foot, make things happen.
Yeah, and it was a case of, as Minoga chips it forward now, brought down from Barham, he heads it back. This is a chance for Aldershot. Struck with the right foot, comes back to Barham, the flag's up on the far side. He puts it in, but it won't count. It's offside. It's another goal goes in, but this time it won't count. It was a lovely finish from Barham again as he looked to get his brace. He won't, so it's a free kick for Eastleigh instead.
And in fact, that's given a shot across the bows to Lee. Now he's going to have to look at that. The ball's pumped up there. He had too much space. He got in between the two centre backs. He had loads of space. He's then headed the ball back. There was no pressure on the ball when it's gone to the player outside the box. He's managed to get it back to Barham, and he's had a shot and it went in. Thankfully, he was offside. But there was no pressure on the ball. We've got to look at that.
So we're just heading to half-time here as Aldershot head it up towards the halfway line. Carter for Whitehall. Whitehall square to Lloyd. Lloyd to McKiernan. McKiernan out wide to Rutherford, who's halfway inside the Aldershot half. On this near side, Lloyd and McKiernan are options. Rutherford tries to take it round Harfield. Good defending from Harfield. Got himself in front of Rutherford and clears. And there's another man who was at Woking last season, Campbell, who scored 13 goals before joining Rochdale. Joined on loan at Aldershot. He's had a chance earlier on as he turned brilliantly to try and put it into the bottom corner, but it was saved. And there's the whistle. 3-1 to Eastleigh. We've had 4 goals. Aldershot are going to come at Eastleigh again, though, in the second half, and there have been some danger signs from them, but generally Eastleigh have defended well, given the ball away there for Aldershot's goal. But it is 3-1. Scoreline-wise, it's been comfortable. Performance-wise, Eastleigh have been on top, but still at 3-1. It's far from over, Alex, but a very good start for Eastleigh at half-time, and Aldershot will be disappointed, really, with the way they've performed.
Yeah, it is a great start for Eastleigh, but like you said, the next goal's crucial. If Aldershot get it, then all of a sudden, we're back on the back foot, which we don't want to be. And if we get obviously we're 4-1 up, we've got a 3-goal cushion. But if I was in the change room now, all you need to say to the players is concentrate. If you do your jobs properly, then we don't concede, we've won the game. And we can't afford to have a mistake like Charlie Carter made in the first half and gift them a goal. If they want to work it and get a goal by that way, then you'll live with that. But I haven't seen any evidence that Aldershot are capable of that. They haven't opened us up. They haven't worked the situation and made chances for themselves. It was a gift that they got their goal. So I'm sure now that will be the message from Lee, is just concentrate, do your jobs, and we will go on and win the game.
That's the voice of Alex Pike, Eastleigh commercial director. Live second half commentary to come. Altrincham 0, Gateshead 1, Bromley 1, Boreham Wood 1. It's Maidenhead 0, Torquay 1, which is a big blow for Aldershot as they look to close the gap to just 1 point. Scunthorpe 0, Oldham 1, and York 0, Halifax 1. Yeovil down to 10 men at home to Dorking, 0-0 there. Everywhere else is goalless. Live second half commentary to come. BBC Radio Solent, Radio Surrey tonight as well, and also on the National League TV stream. Half time at the Silver Lake. It's Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 1 in this All Hampshire clash.
One of our own, acting as a role model for all the girls who wish them there next season and onwards. Now, under 12 boys started the season with around 18.
Hey, absolutely brilliant.
2-0.
Brilliant.
It's Cisse this time. Extends Eastleigh's lead. It's his third of the season. Make no mistake, but what about the cross as well from Danny Whitehall? It's Eastleigh 2, Aldershot 0. Good play from Aldershot, who win it back here, and then Barham's going to shoot, and it's going to go in off the post, and Aldershot score. Well, halfway inside the first half, Jack Barham, who scored for Maidstone a few weeks ago against Eastleigh, does the same this time in an Aldershot shirt. It's Eastleigh 2, Aldershot 1. It's curled in with the right foot. Carter heads on, appeals for handball. McDonough!
Yeah!
McDonough scores!
Brilliant.
Right before half-time. It's his first Eastleigh goal, and he took it so well. Another deep ball in from Whitehall. It was headed across, and McDonough made absolutely no mistake to extend Eastleigh's lead once more. Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 1.
Decent first half at the Silver Lake. Ian Wilding, Alex Pike will have your commentary of the second half. That's the National League. What about National League South? Weymouth being held 0-0 at home to Bath City. Remember, they're 5 points from safety. Down the bottom end of the table in the relegation zone. At the other end, Hamlin Waterlooville looking to get their first win in 11 games. They are 1-1 away at Hungerford. Dan Wright with the opener, but cancelled out by Jake Evans. Coming up during the half-time break, another chance to hear Andy Moon's interview with Ian McInnes, the former Pompey chairman, now Gosport Borough chairman, of course. on the 10-year anniversary of the fans' takeover here at Fratton Park. And we'll run through the scorelines from elsewhere in the country as well, from the Football League right the way down to the Southern League. This is the home of live sport across the south.
BBC Radio Solent Sport.
I'm Elise Evans.
And this is Niall Horn.
This Easter, we're going to be meeting our Make a Difference award winners.
The incredible people in your local area that are making a difference.
I lost my husband back in 2019. The award's quite special because he kick-started it off, really, because he set me a challenge to repay the hospice. So he worked out that the 5 weeks he was there would have cost £17,000. Wow. So he was like, can you just raise that for me, babe?
I'm so glad to be a part of this, to hear these stories.
Make a Difference, the award winners.
We spend so much time just going on with our own stuff, and then you've got people like these that are constantly thinking of everyone else.
From 9 p.m.
And on BBC Sounds.
Jordan Clark.
BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Just coming up to 5-2-4 live from Fratton Park, 0-0 in League One between Portsmouth and Morecambe. Pompey desperately in need of some goals in the second half. Pompey Peanuts says just can't seem to put those chances we're getting at the moment away. Always need to score something special, whereas the opponents seem to get easier shots on goal. Frustrating, says Pompey Peanut. Dave's not happy either, says another poor half. Can't pass, and why is Scarlett and Dale on the pitch? They're just huffing puffing, no end product. The away keeper is getting bored. No heart, he says, or no ability, he asks. Dave, thank you for your message. And Keith Hill in touch as well, not happy with the referee so far this afternoon. At Solent Sport, if you want to have your say, 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. You must start your WhatsApp messages with the word Solent so they reach us here in the press box at Fratton Park. The same if you're texting, please, 81333, the number for those. Scores then at half-time. Let's do the Championship first of all. The early kick-off finished Huddersfield 2, Blackburn 2 in the end. Huddersfield were 2-0 up in that one at half-time. Birmingham 0, Stoke 0 in the 3 o'clock games at half-time. Cardiff 0, Sunderland 0. Watford are 2-0 up away at Coventry. Hull 0, Millwall 0. 1-1 between Luton and Blackpool. Goalless between Norwich and Rotherham and between Preston and Reading. West Brom 2, QPR 1. And Wigan 0, Swansea 2. At 5:30 in the Championship, Bristol City against Middlesbrough, and at 8 o'clock the top two, Burnley already promoted back to the Premier League, at home to Sheffield United. Into League One then, Barnsley 2-0 up at home to Shrewsbury. It's Bolton 0, Cambridge 0, Charlton 2, Burton 1, Cheltenham 0, Ipswich 0, Derby 1, MK Dons 0, Fleetwood 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Peterborough 2, Exeter 0, Plymouth 0, Lincoln 1. Interesting scoreline as far as the top three are concerned. Port Vale 0, Oxford 0, Pompey 0, Morecambe 0, you know already. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Accrington Stanley 0, and Wycombe 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. So the scorelines elsewhere not going Pompey's way at the moment. In League 2, AFC Wimbledon 1, Salford 0, Barrow 1, Crawley 0, Bradford 1, Sutton 0, Colchester 3, Crewe 0, Doncaster 1, Grimsby 0, Hartlepool 0, Stevenage 1, Leyton Orient 2, Harrogate 0, Mansfield 1, Rochdale 1, Northampton 1, Gillingham 0, Stockport 2, Newport 0, Tranmere 1, Swindon 0, and Walsall 0, Carlisle 0. In the National League, Altrincham 0, Gateshead 1, Bromley 1, Boreham Wood 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Chesterfield 0, Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 1 in our live commentary on BBC Sounds, Maidenhead 0, Torquay 1, Maidstone 0, Barnet 0, Scunthorpe 0, Oldham 1, goalless between Woking and Southend, Wrexham 0, Notts County 1, Yeovil 0, Dorking 0, and York 0, FC Halifax 1. Our two score lines in National League South then for our local sides, let me give you those again. So it's goalless between Weymouth and Bath at half-time, and Hungerford and Havant and Waterlooville are 1-1. It was Havant who took the lead in that one before Hungerford hit back with the equaliser. Dan Wright with the goal for the Hawks. Elsewhere in that division, Braintree 1, Ebbsfleet 1, Chippenham 0, Hampden and Richmond 1, Concord 0, St Albans 1, Dartford 1, Dover 1, Hemel 0, Dulwich Hamlet 0, Oxford City 2, Chelmsford 1, Taunton 1, Slough 1, Welling 1, Eastbourne 0. Let's just dip into the Southern League and bring you the latest from those as well. In the Premier Division, our local sides have Poole Town 3-1 up away at Dorchester Town in that Dorset derby. Dorchester taking the lead through Alex Moyes, but then Poole Town hitting back through Cam Murray, Jamie Wiskin and Tony Lee right in the stroke of half time to add the third. Gosport Borough 1-0 up at home to Hartley Whitney. That's a big game down the bottom end of the table. Borough still looking to avoid relegation. Abdullah Baggy has given them the lead in that one, and Winchester City are 1-1 away at Salisbury. Ike Hill with the goal for Winchester City. In Division 1 of the Southern League, Shoaling's game at Bashley was postponed earlier on today due to all the overnight rain. It is Hamworthy 1, Wimborne 1. Will Fletcher opening the scoring for the Hammers. The Magpies equalising through Harry Morgan just after the half-hour mark. Lymington 0, AFC Totton 0 is a latest scoreline from that division as well. Right, another chance for you now, Pompey fans, to hear Andy Moon's interview with the former Pompey chairman Ian McInnes. He's here at Fratton Park today for the game against Morecambe. Today marks 10 years since the Pompey fans rescued the club and secured their takeover after a High Court battle. Here is former Portsmouth chairman Ian McInnes with Andy Moon.
Ian, can you believe it's 10 years since that day at the High Court?
Absolutely not. We've just talked about it. 10 years ago today, to be honest. I thought it was next Saturday until I got reminded by lots of texts coming out the door this morning. But it's just flown past, isn't it? And when you get to my age, let me tell you, you're maybe not looking at another 10 years, so you've got a problem on your hands.
Can you remember the emotions you felt that day?
Yeah, I can. Remember being in the courtroom. Remember the judge, who was very severe looking, who ended up saying, all kinds of reasons. He gave us the impression, all kinds of reasons why it was going to go against us. And then he said, don't worry, I'm going to recess to get some paperwork done, but when I come back, Portsmouth supporters, you'll own your club, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. And that, even now, makes me shiver a little bit.
Is it ecstasy, relief? What was?
I think it was relief at that stage of the game, given that maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours before that, we were actually in an office block with Levi Kushner and his men next door, and us in the following room saying it's all off unless you make a special gesture. And to be honest, having lost a lot of money in Israel before, I knew what he meant, so we had to make him a personal. I said, I'll give you a cheque for 10 grand, keep your 10 grand, just thanks for the gesture, and off you go. So we were touch and go there. But it's a great team effort. We were a group that, if you take people like Mick Williams and Ashley and Mark Trapani, they were there way before me at a point where it didn't look like it could possibly ever happen. So when we got together, that gave us another spring on. But people like Chris Moth and John and all kinds of other people, they did a lot of the groundwork behind the scenes. I happened to be the one that, as Winston Churchill said, had to keep them buggering on, right? And of course we did it, so it was fantastic.
I said we don't have to talk about enough is the emotional, financial, the toil that battle, and it was a battle, took on you and everyone involved.
And it was a year before that. And I remember that almost one of the worst calls we got from Trevor Birch, who had to do his job, came to us just before Christmas, the year before we actually eventually won the club, and said, if I've got no money to keep this club running over the Christmas period, then I can't continue to run the club as the administrator, so it has to refer back to Balram Chanrai. So that was a point where we were guaranteed nothing, and so I had to make a few calls to one or two of the other lads who were capable, because you couldn't go to the fans and say, let's have your money, and end up with nothing, whereas us business people, we kind of understood that was it. So 2 or 3 of us clubbed in about 150 grand from memory, kept it running through to the February, and that was really tough time, and that was emotionally draining.
Last couple, where do you reflect on where Pompey are now 10 years further on?
I'll be honest, I think if we'd stuck with Cookie, not necessarily me, if we stuck with Cookie, I think we'd have been in the Championship, and I think Michael Eisner would have been a really good owner in the Championship because of the financial strength they've got. I'm just going to go out to the stadium. Obviously they've done great work on the stadium. I think Michael would exchange one of his FA Cup trips or his Wembley trips for a promotion. Could still get it now. I think.
There you go, Ian McInnes with Andy Moo. We're going to cut that a little bit short because the players are back out here at Fratton Park. Remember, we're going to take you back to the Silver Lake Stadium as well. Eastleigh 3-1 up against Aldershot on BBC Sounds and your smart speaker, your commentary team, Alex Pike and Ian Wilding.
Thanks, Jordan. So it's a second half commentary to come in about a minute's time. The Aldershot players out onto the pitch, just waiting for the Eastleigh players to emerge. And a goal just before half-time in the massive match at the top. Wrexham 0, Notts County 1. Which means, as things stand, unbelievably, you're talking 103 points for the leaders. Notts County played 43, 103 points if things stay as they are, and then Wrexham in second will have played 42, 100 points with a game in hand. Well, that is quite something at the top of the National League elsewhere. So live second half commentary to come. Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 1. Eastleigh scoring twice through Whitehall. Through Cisse, who got the second after Carter got the first. Barham scoring for Aldershot to make it 2-1, and then a goal just before half-time. A nice finish from McDonough just before half-time made it 3-1 here. You're listening to BBC Radio Solent, BBC Radio Surrey as well, if you're tuning in on the BBC Sport website. On BBC Sounds and a smart speaker today on BBC Radio Solent and on the National League stream. Alex Pike will be joining us soon for the second half, the Eastleigh commercial director. And Eastleigh have kept 18 clean sheets so far this season in all competitions, which is a record in the top flight of non-league football. They're not going to get one today, but they do have a 3-1 lead. Let's see what the second half can bring. Aldershot themselves have had the fifth leakiest defence going into today's game. They've conceded 69 goals so far this season, and it's Eastleigh who are going to get us underway, shooting from right to left as we sit here from the top of this main stand, which is the opposite to where the camera gantry is. And both sides are unchanged in the second half. Eastleigh shooting towards the shed end in the second half. Aldershot, who've brought a good number of supporters with them for this all-Hampshire clash. Few hundred that made the journey. And Eastleigh give away, or Aldershot give away the free kick, and Eastleigh have got the free kick right of the centre circle. So Aldershot have got Ashby Hammond in goal, Minoga, Cordner and Jordan at the back, Glover and Harfield wing-backs, Ochieng and Partington in the middle, and Amaluzor as off Campbell and Barham. Now, in the meantime, here's McDonough. Plays it across with his left foot. That doesn't leave the ground. Eastleigh's substitutes are Kelly, Atangana, Martin Hill and Mitchell. As Langston goes across. Good ball out towards the right. Ball over the top down the right-hand side towards Lloyd, who's on the chase for Eastleigh. He was going to get there ahead of Cordner. Tries to play it across. Comes off Cordner. Corner's going to clear 10 yards inside the Aldershot half. Cisse heads it to McKiernan, who goes wide to Rutherford. Rutherford with a diagonal pass inside of the foot. Back to Lloyd. Lloyd tried to return the favour. And then Aldershot clear in between the centre circle and left-hand side. They go past halfway, 15 yards inside the Eastleigh half. And it's one back from Cisse, who got his third goal of the season earlier on this afternoon. Finds McKiernan. It goes back to Carter, and then Carter back to Langston. And Aldershot, they haven't won not many games at all. One win in 10 league games since that 2-0 win at home to Dorking Wanderers. Ball down the line though for Eastleigh, down the right. McKiernan plays it across. Haji Minoga does well, gets there ahead of Whitehall. Ball was too short for Whitehall. And then Aldershot are going to get it out to a left-back position. That goes long towards Barham. And then it's out of play that time on the right-hand side from Magoma. And out for a throw for Aldershot down the left in their white shirts, red shorts and white socks. He's in there all blue on the left-hand side. The referee today is Lloyd Wood, who sent a couple of players off last season against Eastleigh, one for Bromley and one for Barnet. But he's been involved in some controversial games involving UC in the past. In the meantime, Aldershot run down the left-hand side to Campbell. Campbell's in between two players. Good play into the penalty area, left to the 6-yard box. He manages to venture his way into the penalty area. It's cleared out to the left-hand side to Harfield for Aldershot, though, who go back again to Ochieng. And Ochieng just about gets enough on it out left. Harfield with a deep ball into the penalty area. Aldershot try and get the shot away. They pick it up edge of the 6-yard box and they turn, and it's well blocked from Langston. From Glover's shot. He had loads of space, he had time to turn, he tried to find the top corner. It was good defending from Langston. It's a corner for Aldershot. Alex Pike back in the commentary box, and we'll come back to Alex in a second once this corner kick's taken. In fact, it does going to be delayed, Partington to leave it. Well, that was a chance for Aldershot.
It was a tremendous block as well from George, done his job there.
So it's a corner kick for Aldershot on this near side. Aldershot have got a train of 3 players. There's one in the 6-yard box, one as an option to play it short towards Glover. It's in with the left foot. Carter heads away for Eastleigh. Is Harper going to get there? Aldershot do here with Minoga. Minoga's touch takes it straight towards Rutherford, who's on the surge. It's 3 against 4. Rutherford could go it alone here. Oh, and it's saved from the goalkeeper. It was a great run. Ashby Hammond on the floor, gets his hands to it and puts it behind for a corner.
Yeah, I don't mind Oscar having to go there. He's in the box, but the bright ball was to just knock it square to Vinny Harper, who had a tap in, because obviously the goalkeeper had gone out to narrow the angle to Rutherford. But you can't blame a striker-minded having to go in that situation, and he drew a save out for the goalkeeper, and he's got us a corner kick.
There's Rutherford looking for his first of the season. Corner for Eastleigh. One on the edge of the penalty area, hands on Hibbs and Carter. 5 more in the box. McDonough's in there. Deep ball in towards the far post. It's not going to get to the far post, though. It's well picked up from the goalkeeper. And then Ashby Hammond just rolls it forward towards halfway. Aldershot come past the halfway line. Carter makes the foul. Foul that time on Amal Azor. And it's a free kick. First card of the game is going to go for Charlie Carter for a yellow card. And I don't think you can have too many complaints about that one. Southend 1, Dorking 0. Or Woking 1, Southend 0, I should say. Yellow card. So free kick then for Aldershot on this near side, which Ochieng will take. So it's Glover to take on this right hand side with his green boots for the away side. 5 got in the second. It's Aldershot who are causing some pressure themselves now. It's been chances for both sides, curled in up towards the left hand side, and then Cordner is going to get away from him, deflected out for a throw for Aldershot deep inside the Eastleigh half.
Yeah, another good header, defensive header there from George Langston.
Into Partington, in line with the 6-yard box. Partington tried to turn, looking for an assist against his former club. He might get an assist because he over the shot is blocked, and they're going to put it in. Aldershot get another one. It's Jordan. He had his back to goal, he turned, he had space, too much space. He's found the back of the net. It's Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 2.
It just seemed all too simple. Again, no pressure on the ball, no bodies on the line trying to block it. He had acres of space, he turned, he put the ball in the bottom corner. That was just poor defending, and I think the lads will be very disappointed with that when they see that back on the TV. That could have been another goal that could have been averted, and now it's made another game of it. We'd always say the first 20 minutes is going to be the crucial one. If Aldershot got it, then it's going to make a game of it, and they've certainly made a game of it now.
They have. He finished Jordan there, into the back of the net it went. It's 3-2, and a goal just before half-time for Eastleigh, the perfect time to score, and then they concede right at the start of the second half, 5 minutes in. And I mean, credit to Aldershot, they've had 2 chances in space, haven't they? The one right on the edge where they turned and couldn't quite get the shot away from Glover, but they take it that time. But it feels like Eastleigh haven't learned from the first time about 2 minutes ago as Aldershot go long deep inside the Eastleigh half. 3-2 to Eastleigh.
Yeah, and the worrying thing is that they are creating chances now. I didn't see him create a chance in the first half. We had more possession, we had more attempts at goal, more shots on goal, more corners, and then all of a sudden they've come out now with an intent. They had nothing to lose, 3-1 down. They've now got the goal within 5 minutes, and now we've got a game on our hands.
Certainly have. Joe Partington heads on for Aldershot. Carter gets there for Eastleigh. Harper gets it away for Eastleigh, 10 yards outside the box to Lloyd, and then headed left to Harfield, who burst up to the halfway line for Aldershot. That's down the line to Campbell. Campbell brings it down, back to goal, down the left flank. Aldershot have it halfway inside the Spitfires half, and it is a game on now. We've had 5 goals, 3 for Eastleigh, 2 for Aldershot. That's how it finished, 3-2 against Altrincham at Eastleigh a few weeks ago, but that's the scoreline with 40 minutes still to play. Barham down the right, the flag does go up eventually. It's a free kick for Eastleigh to Eastleigh's left, halfway inside the Spitfires half.
It'll be interesting to see what Tommy Widrington's done. He's obviously addressed going forward. They're on the front foot now. There's more aggression going football, more intent going forward. But it all depends what he's done going to the back, because in the first half we created loads of chances and took 3 of them. Has he done enough to shore the back up? Is there more goals in it for Eastleigh? Because we will get more chances. Just need to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal. But it's definitely a tasty game on our hands now.
Southend have just got an equaliser at Woking after Woking had taken the lead 1-1 in that game. 3-2 to Eastleigh here. Throw to be taken from Harper on this left-hand side, halfway inside the Aldershot half, to Carter, back to Harper. Goes square to Charlie Carter. It goes back to Langston, left-footed clearance. And then over Partington's head, but this time he's pushed and he wins a free kick on this right-hand side. And it is, you get the feeling at 3-1 that they, again, was saying it felt like it was one of those games that wasn't really going to slow down. There's been no sign of it so far in the second half.
No, again, it's been a good advert for National League football, but I suppose if you looked at the form table prior to coming into this game, I think we were 15th and they were 18th, so form-wise we're very close to one another, and that's how this game has panned out.
Ball up to Campbell. Eastleigh head it across towards Lloyd, who's just going to get that out of danger. Up to Danny Whitehall. Headed away from Aldershot. Whitehall tries to get there, makes the foul. Gives away the free kick, and Aldershot have got the free kick instead. And it could end up being a feisty affair, this one, but there's one goal in the second half. 5 altogether. 3 for Eastleigh, 2 for Aldershot. 3-2.
Yeah, I do like the relaxed style of the referee. Actually, he's not pessimistically, he's letting the game flow. It's not it's all about me type of referee, and he's had a good game, and I take my hat off to him.
Well, Wrexham have equalised at home to Notts County. It's 1-1. Paul Mullin scoring on 48 minutes in that huge game at the top of the National League. I get the feeling that's going to be more twists and turns to go in that one this afternoon.
Yeah, tremendous.
In the meantime, here's Rutherford. Rutherford goes long for Eastleigh. Ball down from the goalkeeper. 10 gone in the second half, though. Both sides creating their chances, but Aldershot have been the side who've looked the more threatening of the two, and they've got one goal to show for it as well. Amalazor brings it down 10 yards away from the left-hand corner penalty area for the away side. That comes back out halfway inside the Eastleigh half. Cordner's going to shoot, and it sails wide past the post via a deflection. Well, that was an inch wide.
Wow, again that was heart and mouth time there. When you see Joe go down, you think, is it going to get inside the post? But thankfully the deflection's taken it wide of the post. But again, this is where we need our experienced players. I said it in the first half. Now we're under a bit of pressure now. Aldershot coming out after the break, and we really need to get our foot on the ball and start controlling the game again.
Yeah, because at the moment it is very nervy for Eastleigh. Aldershot coming out well in the second half. They've got 2 in the 6-yard box, 3 outside the 6-yard box. In with the left foot, Partington heads it on. Off an Eastleigh foot, another corner kick for Aldershot. Lee Bradbury will be fuming, won't he, that they've allowed themselves to get. They're probably not listened. Well, probably not done what he said anyway, that's for sure.
Precisely, but the worrying thing for me, every time the ball comes in the box, I think they're going to score. That's the worrying thing.
Cornering towards the right, the 6-yard box, gets it away that time though to Carter, to McKiernan, and then McKiernan clears to Harper. Harper does just what Eastleigh wanted there. He's pushed back to goal, 15 yards inside the Aldershot half, right hand side, free kick to Eastleigh instead.
In the first half, from these set pieces, we were so dominant. We had Whitehall and Langston that were winning the headers in the park. We're getting the first ball. Now it seems to all fall to Aldershot, which is a little bit worrying.
Yeah, Aldershot have come back a different team altogether since half-time. Whatever Tommy Woodrington said to them at half-time, it has worked. But this time it's a long ball for Eastleigh, which goes out for a goal kick. Remember, Eastleigh with a number of dramatic games against Aldershot over the years. They did the double over them in their first season of the top flight of non-league football. After that win at home, they went on and won at the Rec a few months later, 2-0. Remember, McAllister was on the score sheet that day. But Eastleigh went to Aldershot last season and won 2-0. But here comes McKiernan, who strides past the halfway line on the right-hand side, out towards Rutherford. 5 in the box. Rutherford, can he get the cross in? Plays it square, good intelligent ball right to the 6-yard box. Lloyd returns a favour, chipped in again, this time towards Carter, headed away. Aldershot are going to clear, couldn't quite head it towards goal, and now Aldershot are going to come up towards halfway inside the Aldershot half on their left-hand side. A good challenge for McKiernan, who's had a good game. Corner throw on the left-hand side.
He has, but so is Rutherford. I think Rutherford's been a bright, shining star for us in this game. Everything that's good coming down the right-hand side is all coming through him.
So Glover back for Aldershot to Jordan. Jordan goes up towards Barham. Barham might get there ahead of Langston. He just gets a touch to it. Langston just gets in the way enough to Barham just to put it straight towards McDonnell in the Eastleigh goal.
But again, he could have headed it over him, over into space, and gone it the other side. To try and dummy it almost gave Barham the chance to do what he did in the first half, which I don't understand. Maidenhead
0, Torquay 2. Gary Johnson is really performing Miracles really for Torquay. They're heading at the moment for their 4th consecutive win. They looked all but down 4 games ago. Harper just gets it out of play. There's 2 players down, one for Eastleigh, one for Aldershot. And it's going to be the first real stoppage of the second half as we approach the hour mark. Yeah,
a bit unlucky. Both of them went for the same ball, but this is where I'd be trying to get into the players now. We need to just steady the ship. We need to have a period of possession whereby we can take the sting out of the game. What's surprising for me is the Aldershot fans are quite quiet after they've scored the goal. You think they'd be right behind the team now, sniffing that they got a chance to get something out of this, but it's down to us now what we do.
So a throw for Aldershot down the line towards Barham over Harper's head. Campbell tries to get there. Magoma clears for Eastleigh. That goes up to Lloyd. Lloyd isn't going to get there. Cordner does. Lloyd does his best to get there. It's been interesting battle between those two, hasn't it? Given away this time, and now it's a chance. Lloyd might finish. No! Well, the goalkeeper was out. It was a mistake at the back for Aldershot. And then Lloyd cut inside. All he had to do was hit the target. The goalkeeper was out of his goal. A left footer over the bar. Somehow it's still 3-2.
Dear, oh dear, Alfie. I feel sorry for the lad there. He's done all the hard work. He's chased it down. He's made something out of nothing. He's got the ball back. Like you said, goalkeeper way out of his goal. He's gone round the goalkeeper. Open goal. One of the lads is tracking back to try and get on the line, and he blasts it over the bar. Didn't hit the target.
Well, real mistake there, and it's one of those you look at the end of the game, Alex, depending on what the scoreline is, isn't it? And look at that moment.
Yeah, absolutely right. And the annoying thing is that sometimes players look at that, especially the defenders, and thinking, are we going to get another goal? That was a golden chance.
Yeah, won't get a better chance than that, will it? And now Jordan, who scored the second goal for Aldershot, infield to Glover. Glover forward towards Campbell. Campbell for Partington on the right, off Carter's foot. Throw for Aldershot. Partington leaves it. This time for the throw to be taken halfway inside the Eastleigh half. Aldershot's right. We've passed the hour mark now. 3-2 to Eastleigh. It could so easily and should have been 4-2. It wasn't. He put it over the bar. Now Partington throws it into Campbell. Campbell has a chance. Opens up for him. Right hand corner of the 6-yard box. He's got Partington just behind him. Harper tries to get it away. Here come Aldershot again on this right hand side. Jordan has got 4 players on the edge of the penalty area in a line. That's a deep ball. It's too deep. It goes out to the left, but Aldershot still have possession on that left-hand side. Back to Cordner. Cordner looking for options. Centre-backs is looking for a left footer to put the ball in. It comes back again towards Ochieng. He's 25 yards inside the Eastleigh half. That's up towards Barham with his back to goal, and the left footer from Ochieng is going to harmlessly sail well wide past the far post. Didn't have a lot of pace on it either, and had a play for a goal kick.
Yeah, we all know games of football are balanced on fine margins, and when they come your way, you've got to take them and try and tip the balance. And unfortunately, that's given Aldershot a lift. They know they should be 4-2 down, and they're not. They're still in the game where maybe they shouldn't be. And what we need now, like I said, is those experienced players to say, right, let's put them behind us. The positive things is we are creating chances, we are making mistakes at the back, and we will get another chance. Make sure we take the next one.
Yeah, because at 4-2, you don't fancy a side to make it 4-4, do you? Very rarely do you see that in the National League. This is out of play for a throw for Eastleigh on halfway on the right-hand side, but 3-2 it remains.
Yeah, disappointingly, but you're right. We don't see many 4-4 draws, but like I said, I'm going to concentrate on the positives. That we are creating chances again. That came down our right side, their left, so he hasn't shorn up that weakness, Tommy Widrington, so hopefully we can get more joy coming down there now.
Rutherford bursts forward, plays it square edge of the box towards Aldershot, who clear. Still goalless at Fratton Park in our live commentary on all Solent frequencies in League One. Portsmouth 0, Morecambe 0. Pompey, if they don't win that one, they can probably forget the playoffs, with the games running out for them. Elsewhere, nothing else to tell you about. Halifax are 2-0 up, in fact, though, away at York City in the National League. And on is going to come Ken Lock. And Joe Partington is the man who comes off to some clapping from the home supporters.
Yeah, he's a great servant here, Joe. Like I said, not only is a good footballer, but he's a really decent lad as well. He was well liked around the changing rooms, and he got the respect from both players and management and the fans. We loved Joe when he was here. Good servant.
So throw on that left-hand side, and Aldershot have got the throw 15 yards inside their own half, and then they throw it down the line. towards Rutherford. Rutherford chips it over the roof and out for a throw on that left-hand side. Joe Partington, who was a BBC Radio Solent summariser for AFC Bournemouth last week, joined John Williams and Chris Temple out on that left-hand side. He's obviously heard you, Alex, and wanted to give it a go himself.
I think he's on one of my media courses, I think.
That's what it is, doing one of your seminars. Aldershot thrown down the line, headed on. Anyone invited, are they, to that one? Down the left-hand side. Is Wayne Shaw there as well? Aldershot player across, get him involved.
That man's a law to himself, he is. Can't teach him anything.
Up towards halfway inside the Eastleigh half. Magoma clears. Now a ball down the line for Aldershot. Edge of the penalty area. A chance now here for Malazor. Into the 6-yard box. Oh, he's put it over. Well, he hit it with so much pace. And I thought for a second Glover to the right of the 6-yard box was just going to smash it into the top corner, but he didn't. At least he survived.
Thankfully, that was a poor decision. You know, he's with a bit of composure. Like you said, if he squared the ball, he had two of his Aldershot teammates just waiting for a tap in. He's decided to go for power and he's blasted it over the bar. So maybe that equals out the one that Alfie missed earlier, and we can sigh a little bit of relief.
Golden chance. 3-2, nearly halfway through the second half. Alex Pike, EC Commercial Director, with me in the commentary box. Whitehall flicks it to Carter. Carter brings it edge of the penalty area. Carter across towards the left of the 6-yard box. Madonna across the face of goal. No one could find the touch. Whitehall was racing in. Lloyd down the right wing is intercepted. It's a throw to Eastleigh.
One of the very rare moments that we've actually come down our left, their right. A great ball across the face of the goal by Madonna, and unfortunately Whitehall just couldn't get on the end of it.
Back now to Cisse. He might have a go here, you know. He goes square instead to Carter. Did the sensible thing. And Eastleigh are just going to keep possession. Halfway inside the Aldershot half. Left to McDonough. McDonough's got Carter as an option. Carter has it. One player slips in. Glover still have it. Eastleigh, here's Carter in between the box and near touchline. Cross comes in. The flag's up. Whistle goes. So he chipped the ball in. It's going to be a free kick for Aldershot instead.
Yeah, again, it's nice to see McDonough and Carter linking up on our left-hand side now. We've got a dual-pronged attack, which you may have become a little bit stereotypical, keep coming down our right side. So it's nice to see that we're opening up another channel where we can attack Aldershot.
It's amazing how many games finished 1-0 for Eastleigh a few games ago. They won 5 games, or all 5 games they won in a row. They won 1-0 up until the Altrincham win. But now it is goals galore at the moment. 3-2, 1 goal in it. Tension around the Silver Lake, so much at stake for both sides here. If Aldershot continue as they are, that cushion will be deducted severely between themselves and Torquay United in 4th from bottom. Here they have it on the right, halfway inside the Eastleigh half. Glover gives it away. Carter's fouled. Glover makes the foul. Eastleigh have got the free kick on the left inside their own half. 3-2 to Eastleigh. And it will mean that Torquay United are just 1 point behind Aldershot with 4 games left, and they'd be just 1 point above the drop if they stay as they are. But Aldershot, if they carry on as they have been, you'd fancy them to get something from this. Although Eastleigh have done better last 10 minutes, just haven't found those, just not been clinical enough, summed up by that miss from Lloyd.
Yeah, but the second half, parts of games this year, the last 20 minutes we have been quite exceptional, so hopefully we'll come back into this game right about now.
Langston gives it away up to Campbell for Aldershot. He shrugs off Harper. Langston off Campbell, and now Aldershot inside of the foot finds Harper, and then Langston says that's mine in a left back position, and Eastleigh win the free kick anyway. Halfway inside the Spitfires half.
Poor old Vinny's been in the walls today, hasn't he? I think he spent more time on the grass than he has on his feet. So, but when you've got that talent that he's got, the pace that he's got, that's all that players can do after time is wrestle him to the ground. That's the only answer they've got to it.
Yeah, he's on the floor for a while, wasn't he, in the first half? Managed to get back up onto his feet on that occasion. Hungerford equalised, by the way, in the first half against Havant and Waterloo, but it's still 1-1 in that game in the National League South. It's still goalless between Weymouth and Bath in the National League South as well. Weymouth really need 3 points there, otherwise it is certainly getting away from them, their chances of survival. Out for a throw. Aldershot have it on their left-hand side, in line with the penalty area. And it's been Eastleigh have it deep inside the Aldershot half at the moment. And then they throw it down the line, 15 yards inside the Eastleigh half, and then Cisse just gets it away, and then it's just they're not playing with the same fluency they did the first 20 minutes and haven't really seen it since in the same way.
Yeah, and the quality has gone a little bit, and that may be because Aldershot have upped their game. In the first half I felt they gave us too much space and they weren't closing us down quick enough, so that gave us time that we could move the ball around them. But they've come out this second half now, give them a bit of credit that they are now higher press. They're not giving us any time on the ball, so consequently we're panicking a little bit and either knocking it long or giving it away. So sometimes you've got to give credit to the opposition.
Throw for Eastleigh, halfway inside the Eastleigh half on that far right hand side, which Rutherford will take. Down the line, Aldershot head high up into the air. Can Carter get there? Comes off an Aldershot foot, and it's a free kick for Eastleigh on that right hand side. And credit to Aldershot, who stopped Eastleigh from kind of trying to slow the game down, which is what they'll be wanting to do. But at the same time, Eastleigh will feel like maybe attack's the best form of defence today. Just really get it, because you don't want to get too deep, do you, against this Aldershot
No,
team?
you don't want to invite them on and cause yourselves problems. You want to condense the play so that we've got a high line, that we can win the ball in their third and then constantly go on towards goal. But at the moment it's got a little bit, like I said, a little bit bitty, and that maybe said because I think the opposition have upped their work rate and their determination to close us down a little bit more. But once you give good players space, they will exploit that and hurt you, and at the moment they're not giving us that space. Whether they can keep that up for the next 20 minutes or so, that's another question.
It'll be fascinating to see. BBC Radio, Solent Radio, Surrey, the National League stream. Up the line down the left hand side to Boreham. Good challenge there though from Rutherford to stop him from getting the cross in, but he can't prevent the corner, and it is a corner kick to Aldershot. And they're going to get the usual suspects forward. Jordan's up there and Cordner's up there, and so too is the other substitute, Kenlock, who goes right into the 6-yard box as an option, deep inside the penalty area. Aldershot with 5 on the edge of the 6-yard box. Left-footed ball into the penalty area, headed clear
by Danny Whitehall again.
Yeah, Whitehall doing well. Good defensive work. Back out left towards Lloyd. Lloyd back towards Magoma, and then Magoma just gets it out of danger, but straight to an Aldershot foot.
The defensive work he does, from set pieces is incredible. It always seems to find his head. He goes and attacks the ball. Absolutely brilliant.
Did well there. Now Aldershot down the line to Barham. Barham's going to get there ahead of Magoma. He has it at the left of the penalty area. Campbell waits for it. Here is Barham, 10 yards away from the left-hand corner penalty. Tried to play an intelligent ball forward as they were making the run there from Amalazor, but then Magoma's there to stop him from playing it forward. That goes infield to Harper. Harper to McDonough. Back to Harper, 15 yards inside the Aldershot half on the left-hand side. Crunching challenge from Cisse, and then Haji Manoga infield to Aldershot, who are going out towards the left-hand side. In the sunshine here at the Silver Lake. Back it comes for Aldershot, 25 yards inside the Eastleigh half. Left-footed ball, headed away from Cordner, out to McDonough. Chips it away for Eastleigh. Harper's not going to get there. Aldershot do. They play it down the line, only as far as Langston in the Eastleigh defence, and it stays 3-2 to Eastleigh here in the National League.
I hope that's cramp for Vinny, because I think at one stage you might have stretched his arm. No, it looks like cramp.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in a battle, hasn't he, today? Hopefully it is.
Yeah, when he stretched with that ball and he was holding the back of his hamstring. But he'd make a couple of substitutions now, Lee, and quite right, that we needed some fresh legs on there in Ryan Hill and Cairo Mitchell. We have got legs again and pace. Ryan will work his socks off. I think that's probably what was needed a little bit. The lads out there have tired themselves.
So Rutherford, Mitchell and Hill are coming on. McDonough's coming off. So yeah, Mitchell and Hill, again, it feels like that bit of pace for Hill to try and get in behind the defence.
Yeah, he's a very busy player, Ryan, and that's probably what's needed at the moment. He's got a knack of making something out of nothing, and he never gives up, and he's got a great engine, and for the last 20 minutes that's great to have that engine on there. And nice to have Kyra up there as well, another couple of young legs, and that will do us well to get those legs on there. I think it's good substitutions by Lee there.
Yeah, so a couple of changes then. So Harper's come off onto this left-hand side as well. So 2 substitutions for Eastleigh. and to try and kill this game off as they still lead by 3-2. And it's another goal for Wrexham, who've come from a goal down to lead Notts County by 2-1. Well, didn't feel like it was over at 1-1. It's certainly not. That's more drama there. More drama could be still on the cards. York 0, Halifax 3. Halifax going really well at the moment. They host Eastleigh, final game of the season. Ben Strevens, Dagenham and Redbridge are 1-0 down at home to Chesterfield as well. And this throw on this left-hand side. Dagenham and Redbridge have been really inconsistent. But with bearing in mind how difficult Halifax is to go, the way they're on form, Carter plays it forward now towards McKiernan, forward towards McKiernan, out of play for a goal kick. You want to get in the playoffs any way that you can, but you want to get it done and dusted going into the final game and not having to rely on a win at Halifax. That's for sure.
You do. I remember when we got promoted out of the Southern League, got into the Southern Premier with Gosport, last game of the season. We were waiting for the Barwell result before we see if we got into the playoffs, and the last game of the season is an awful feeling. We had to wait 5 minutes, and I'll never forget that. You want to try and sew it up before then if you can.
Yeah, it's a long time to wait, isn't it? That's for sure. Must have been pretty agonising experience. Magoma clears up towards Hill, throw on that left-hand side. Was the most tense you've ever felt as a manager, Alex? Was there what about the playoff final against Hemel Hempstead? Was that up there?
That was annoying. 2-0 up and get to 2-2, but I always knew that we had the beating of, especially when we got to penalties. And we took 5 great penalties and got ourselves through. But that Barwell, we had to better Barwell's result, and Barwell were 1-1, and we had beaten St Neots. And I remember that all the fans, the players, everyone on the pitch waiting for 5 minutes for the result to come through. I went and sat in the training room on my own. I just couldn't handle it. It was awful. And I vowed to myself, it's nice to get in the playoffs, but I'd like to do it an easier way than that. And I hope that Eastleigh will do that again, because I want us to get to the playoff final and go to Wembley again. And they promised me that I can lead the team out. I've got to wear the mascot outfit, but I can lead the team out.
Yeah, well, you can't turn it down whatever way it is, can you? As it's out of play for a throw for Aldershot on the right halfway inside the run-off. That's what Brian Clough used to do, wasn't it? Sit in the changing room at the end. It was kind of at the end of the game, he couldn't watch it. I think he did that on Damn United a few times.
Yeah, but him and Brian Clough and Alex Ferguson were my 2 great heroes, and I was lucky enough to meet the great man and sit with him in the director's box at Burton and watch a game when we were their kit suppliers. So an experience I'll never forget.
Yeah, I can well imagine. That must have been quite unforgettable. Up towards Mitchell Farisi down the left. He gives the ball away. It's a free kick for Aldershot on the right. It's definitely the quietest period, though, the last 15 minutes, and not really much to tell you about at all, really. It's gone down completely different to what we had earlier.
Yeah, and I think the listeners will work that out, that we're talking about Brian Clough and other things, because at the moment the game has petered out. So I'm just hoping we can get it by the scruff of the neck and push for the last 15 minutes and make our ability tell. Looking around the side, we've got more ability in our side than they have, and we just need to make it tell now.
Aldershot go long. Eastleigh head it up towards Carl Cordner off his chest. That's straight towards Rutherford, and Rutherford has it halfway inside the Spitfires half. Radio Solent, Radio Surrey in the National League stream. Magoma square towards Rutherford. Rutherford off the foot there of Harfield, and it's off Harfield and out for a throw for Eastleigh down the right hand side. So it's a nervy part of the game.
Yeah, it was, and we're overplaying in the wrong areas again. Rutherford to Magoma back to Rutherford. He can only do what you do: get it down the pitch, clear it. Let's get at the pitch 40 yards and condense the play. We don't want to be playing in those areas. We've already cost us a goal once.
In the meantime, Hill wins it back for Eastleigh. That comes down the right, and then Minoga just shrugs him off the ball. So it's a throw for Aldershot down the left. So another goal for Eastleigh would seal the game, but Aldershot are going to try and come forward, and then they can really slow it down if they make it 4-2. But as it is, it's 3-2. All it takes is just a deflection, any kind of thing, for Aldershot to get themselves back into this game. It's 3-1 at half-time. It was the first half which had everything, and Eastleigh do have a throw 15 yards inside their own half on their right.
It's nice to see an example of Ryan Hill then. He's a complete and utter nuisance. He runs at people, he gets at people, he chases lost causes, and that's what's going to be needed now in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to have to dig in here. Eastleigh going to have to dig in, get the 3 points up to halfway. Magoma heads it. Lots of throws at the moment, lots of stoppage. Not been a lot of ball on the field really last 15 minutes or so.
There's been no passage of play from either side. It's all bitty, and that's when you hope that you're going to get the foot on the ball and start making things happen.
Torquay are 3-0 up now away at Maidenhead. Yeovil 0, Dorking 1 in the National League. Eastleigh back to Rutherford. Rutherford forward to Whitehall. That's going to be too far for Whitehall. It's back to the Aldershot goalkeeper, Ashby Hammond, who's had to pick the ball out of his own net 3 times today. Aldershot have scored twice. 12 minutes of normal time remains. Cordner over the top towards a Malazor, and then that's going to do for East, isn't it? One goalkeeper to another. Good
goalkeeping. Goalkeeping's not just about making saves, it's about being a sweeper at this level, and he made the decision very, very easy for George Langston, then didn't have to get under the ball, and he's picked it up, and good goalkeeping.
Maidenhead have got a goal back, 3-1 now to Torquay. And then that's straight from one goalie to another as well.
I'm not sure that I agree with this. You know, we need a period of play now where we get the ball into people's feet, and especially trying to get the ball up to Danny White, or get into his feet, and let him have a battle with the centre halves and get runners off him and see if we can get people in behind. But at the moment, we're just knocking it too long, too quick, and we're not giving Danny a chance.
No, not happening, is it? Aldershot go over the top though to Barham. Barham's going to get there ahead of Magoma. Barham has it left to the box. He's into the penalty area. He falls over, nothing given, just into the box he goes. But referee shakes his head, and now Eastleigh come forward towards the halfway line to Hill. Hill tries to get on the breakaway here. He beats
that's got to be a booking.
He's brought down, and I think he probably will go into the book there, as Eastleigh have a free kick on the right, halfway inside the Aldershot half down the right, and it is going to be a yellow card for Tyler Cordner.
And again, that just demonstrates what Ryan is all about.
You know, chasing a lost cause, in his pace took him past the defender. Defender had no opportunity other than to bring him down by manhandling him, and we've got a free kick in a dangerous area now, and booking to boot for the Aldershot player. So yeah, I just want us to start playing the ball into feet more and having a period of possession. At the moment, we haven't had a period of possession where we can get hold of it and actually move the ball through the thirds and get up into the attacking areas. At the moment, we're just giving it away.
So it was Kenlock in the end who got the yellow card for Aldershot, so he was booked to enter the 81st minute, and now Danny Whitehall will take this free kick for Eastleigh. 15 yards inside the half of Aldershot, and Magoma comes forward, McKiernan comes forward, so too does Hill and Cisse and Carter. It's chipped in up to a dangerous area, and it's headed away from Cordner. That really could have gone anywhere. Aldershot have it though themselves with Campbell. That goes out wide as Aldershot are going to surge past halfway.
Great
well-timed challenge,
Great
Carter.
tackle.
Defended well there, Charlie Carter.
Yeah, Charlie done well there. That was needed. They were breaking. We had a 2-on-2 situation in the centre, and he's come across to the left-hand touchline and made a block tackle. Brilliant.
Aldershot have got the throw. Down the line up to the edge of the penalty area. Cisse just gets it away with his left foot.
Again, it's just handing possession back to Aldershot. You know, there was other. He could have switched the ball the other side to Ryan Hill. We could have played it into feet to Danny Whitehall, but we've knocked it long and out of possession, and we're giving it back to Aldershot. I just think we just need a calm head in these situations.
Yeah, seems silly, doesn't it? And now Aldershot have got the throw. It's now, well, Notts County equalised to make it 2-2 against Wrexham, and now Wrexham have scored again to make it 3-2. Now it's brought down for Mitchell, edge of the penalty area off his knee. Aldershot clear. A 5-goal thriller there at the racecourse ground. We thought it would be a thriller. It certainly is. Wrexham's 3-2 up in that game. As Aldershot come past halfway now themselves on this right-hand side. Up towards the right-hand corner penalty area towards Glover.
Well, we've got away with that, Vinny. Square ball across your 18-yard box at this time of the game, but I don't agree with that.
Very risky, wasn't it, indeed, there from Harper. Aldershot coming forward now, halfway inside the Eastleigh half, a right-footed ball forward. It's a wasted one.
Yeah, thankfully they've just given it back to us then. But you don't play a square ball across the face of your goal. You get it down here, down the line, and get it out of play. There's no point giving any chances at this point of the game, because you think now that if Aldershot do score, then that they could go on and get something out of the game. We certainly don't want that to happen.
No, absolutely. When you're 3-2 up with so much at stake, that was very risky indeed. But 3-2 is the score, 1 goal in it, 8 to play. Scunthorpe 0, Oldham 2 in the National League. And in the National League South, it is still Hungerford 1, Avon and Waterloo 1, still Weymouth 0, Bath 0. In League 1 between Portsmouth and Morecambe, they're running out of time. Pompey to get a winning goal there. It's goalless with 6 to play. In League 1, in our commentary on all Solent frequencies. Here are Aldershot in possession. Harfield's brought down that time from Carter. or just a little tug of the shirt.
It is. You
kick.
can't win every ball. The player's got his back to goal. He's facing his own goal. He's going away from the danger area, and we go and give a silly free kick away. Now we've gone and put ourselves under pressure again. Sometimes players, they need ice in the brain and fire in the heart, and not the other way round.
Well, now it's put Aldershot in a really decent position. They've got a free kick. It's right on the touchline on the left-hand side, and it's about 15 yards away from the right-hand corner of the box. Aldershot have got Cordner and Campbell in the middle there. They've also got the substitute Kenlock in with a left foot aimed up towards Campbell, who wins the header, and he was just backpedaling a little bit. He managed to get a header to it to the right of the 6-yard box, but he was just losing a bit of momentum, and he heads it wide past the post goal kick.
We were lucky, like you said. Not only is he backpedaling, he's falling over, and he's managed to get his header off and not get it on target. If he was in a position where he could have come and attacked the ball, that could have been dangerous to us. So,
now I just want us now to concentrate now, and everybody just lift it for that last 10 minutes, because 3 points here is vital.
It's going to be huge if they can do it. Eastleigh, 6 minutes of normal time left, especially with Bromley and Bournemouth at the moment, 6th against 8th at the moment, going into the game. Still 1-1 as things stand. Back out to Langston. In a way, that's a perfect result for Eastleigh, but you'd rather, if anyone was going to win, probably Bournemouth, because it's Bromley who are occupying that 8th place, aren't they, really? At the moment, it's 4 points, but things can change so quickly in 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Harper to Carter. Carter flicked on. Away it comes. McKiernan in field to Hill. Hill to Whitehall, brings it down 25 yards inside the Aldershot half. Out wide again to Rutherford. Rutherford's going to try and beat his man here. This ball takes a deflection. That's going to be a corner for Eastleigh, and that will do. And that's kind of gets cheers, almost like it's a goal there. The relief, I think, from everybody.
The fans needed something to cheer about. We hadn't had much for 10 minutes, have we? So that's going to be interesting. Get that quality from Danny Whitehall again. Get something on the end of it. 4-2. I can get the deck chair out and relax.
We've got one packed behind us, and we've got lots of space for one anyway, haven't you, in this press box? Corner kick on the far side. Whitehall to take. Mitchell in there, Magoma's in there, Cissé's in there, Carter and McKiernan. Aldershot have every man back apart from 2. Forward is Campbell for them. Barham's forward as well. Hill on the edge of the penalty area. Whitehall one arm in the air. 4.5 minute remains. Corner swung in towards the back post. That's over Cissé's head.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, we have been getting quite joy out of that, normally knock it to the back stick and getting Carter on the end of it, but unfortunately that was way over Cissé's head. He needed a step ladder, and he's 6'8".
I was going to say, if it goes over Cissé's head, you know that it's going to be out at too high, and it's going to go out of play for a throw on this right hand side.
Well, now we have these substitutions. Man of the match in, who are you going with?
Oh, the man of the match, I forgot about that. I think I'm going to give it to, well, it's difficult. I'm going to go for either Rutherford or McKiernan, but I'm going to say officially, because of the way that he's burst down that right hand side, particularly in the first half, I'm going to give it to Oscar Rutherford.
Do you know what? I agree with you 100%, and it just goes to show that journalists do know their football.
And it goes exactly. Well, last time I think I had to main man of the match, it was Oyenuga I gave it to, and you agree with me then. So that was, although he ended up at Farnborough, didn't he, a week later, but never mind. But there we go. Yeah, so he can have a bottle of champagne on me as well.
Sounds good, mate. Sounds good.
So man of the match for Rutherford initially. Officially, we'll hear it on the tannoy in a second. 3.5 minutes remains. EC3 Aldershot 2. Let's just hope he doesn't have a howler between now and the end of the game. Oh, now Langston's trips, and now it's a chance for Aldershot for Barham. Barham chipped it up, and the header sails in. It's Campbell with an equaliser. It took a bounce, it headed its way in at slow motion. It was 3-1 at half time, it's 3-3. It's agony for Eastleigh with 3 minutes of normal time left. Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 3.
The players are going across the lines and asking questions, but I think they've got no chance. No flags come from the linesman. It's absolutely, it's a nail through the heart. It's terrible.
Well, what a time to concede. And Aldershot have got themselves back into the game. It's a crucial goal for them. It is heartbreak for Eastleigh. It's 3-3, and there might be time for another goal here, because they've got 2 minutes of normal time remaining.
They're not going to change their minds. It's pointless. And now Ryan's gone and got himself a booking now. They're never going to change their mind.
Wanted a foul, didn't they, from Barham? But as I say, once the decision's made, you can't change. All you can do is talk yourself into a book, and Ryan Hill has gone into the book, and Vincent Harper's going to go into the book as well, I think. Or maybe he isn't, but either way, it's going to be a yellow card for Hill. It is a yellow card for Cisse, so 2 yellow cards in quick succession and a third for Harper. So 3 yellow cards there in the space of 10 seconds. That's all it does.
Yeah, I'll say he's never going to change his mind, and but Barham's been a thorn in our side, the whole 90 minutes, and I'll be looking at our recruitment policy and seeing what Barham's doing next year.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was magnificent for Maidstone as well. Earlier, a few weeks ago, he was causing all sorts of problems. I remember Lee Bradbury praising him then. But he just puts himself about, doesn't he?
Yes, he's a small player, low centre of gravity, got pace, never gives up.
3-3. Still goalless between Portsmouth and Morecambe in League One. We're going to stoppage time in that game. We're going to go into stoppage time here at the Silver Lake in a minute's time. Vincent Harper to take the throw for Eastleigh. It's halfway inside the Aldershot half. Are we going to see late drama? And if we do see late drama, what a game it will have been. Headed away from Aldershot. Hill can't quite get there. Cisse doesn't either, but Aldershot come up to halfway from the centre circle. Rutherford
offside,
headed on from Hill. And
Good
the flag's
offside.
up on the far side, and it is a free kick instead to Aldershot as Eastleigh came forward. And it feels like this goal would need a 7th goal just to cap it all off, wouldn't it, with the drama we've seen. But
It's been the proverbial, game of 2 halves. That Aldershot have certainly edged it in the second half, and we got in the first half, and it's disappointing from our point of view to drop 2 points. You go back to that point we spoke earlier about, when Rutherford was clean through, had one-on-one with the goalkeeper, could have squared it to Vinnie Harper, decided to go with a shot, and unfortunately, the goalkeeper saved it. To fine margins.
4 minutes of added time indicated from the 4th official. We're into it now. Here's Hill, goes out wide again towards the far side, played in towards Hill. Hill tries to bring it down, edge of the 6-yard box. It couldn't quite fall towards Whitehall. Aldershot clear to halfway.
2-on-2 now.
Campbell off the head of Barham now, as Aldershot bursting forward. Magoma back to McDonnell, and then McDonnell clears. Past halfway, I think Aldershot going to go for a winner as well. The fact that their gap between themselves and Torquay will be 2 points reduced still, even with this point, if they get a point. This time there's a push. Attendance is 3,553. 573 travelling. It's a good crowd. We've seen 6 goals, 3 for each side, but well, the way it was going at half-time, 3-1 for Eastleigh, it never felt like it was over though, did it really?
No, especially after the way they came out in the second half with that intent, and scoring that goal early on. It then put us a bit under pressure. Then the game got bitty. Then we got back into the game, and then unfortunately Aldershot have broken away and scored another goal. And according to our players, it was controversial, but I never saw it that way.
Long to Carter. Carter flicks it on. Aldershot are going to clear. A goal right into the final embers of normal time, dying embers. But then it's up to Whitehall, and then it's headed on to Carter, who comes up to the edge of the penalty area. Carter comes into the box, he still has it left to the 6-yard box. The challenge comes in. It's a corner kick on the near side for Eastleigh, who are 2 minutes into 4 of stoppage time. This might be the moment.
Come on, Eastleigh. There's still everybody's hoping, everybody wishing. Little bit of quality. Someone can make themselves a hero here.
Well, this would be the moment of the season, wouldn't it, in the National League for Eastleigh this season, if they can find a late winner. Corner kick on the near side, which Hill will take. Mitchell's in there, Whitehall's in there, Magoma's in there, swung in, header, blocked, comes back again to Magoma, it's blocked again, comes back out towards McKinnon, edge of the penalty area, who gives it away, and now Aldershot on the attack. They burst halfway, down the right, Barham beats McKinnon, referee says play on, McCoy's in the middle, might find McCoy, it's volleyed behind from Harper. It's a quick breakaway there, the referee's about to blow for a free kick, it was put behind for a corner, for a push on Barham. The referee played advantage. McKinnon goes into the book. That's 4 yellow cards for Eastleigh in the space of 2 minutes. And it's a corner kick for Aldershot now, who themselves are looking to get a winner right at the death.
But JJ's yellow card is perfectly acceptable. You know, he's taken one for the team. You know, Byron was going to get away down our right left side, and he's taken one there and stopped that from happening. Now hopefully we can defend the corner kick properly.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Can Eastleigh survive this? It's Aldershot now. Eastleigh had a corner to win it a second ago. Now Aldershot have a chance to do the same. It would be a real collapse if they were to do that from an Eastleigh perspective. Corner kick on the near side. It's going to be taken from Glover. 3 in the box for Aldershot. 3 just outside the penalty area. In towards the far post. Oh, and it nearly found Cordner, who was running in, who tried to get a touch to it. He just got a faint touch. It goes wide past the post and out for a goal kick. I think that might just be it.
It was good tracking back from Magoma. He got on with his man. He made it difficult for him, so all he could do was head it out. He was never going to get a header on target with Magoma's run, so good bit of defending.
McDonnell up into the air. We're into the 4th minute of stoppage time. So we had a corner for Eastleigh, then a corner for Aldershot. Harper to take the throw. And there's an Aldershot player down now in Jordan. I think that might be it now once he gets back up onto his feet. It's been an enthralling game, but a great comeback for Aldershot and a real disappointment for Eastleigh, who were in a great position at half-time. What a missed opportunity. This is again really for the second time over the Easter weekend, Alex.
Yeah, it feels, like I said, it feels like an arrow through the heart. It's completely bloody gutting to go from a commanding position at half-time at 3-1 and then to let them score 2 goals without reply in the second. You know, I always thought there was other goals in us, and we, apart from the Rutherford chance, we haven't really had that much in the second half, and it's been disappointing.
There we are, the Weymouth 1-0 against Bath as well, but there we are, that's the full-time whistle. Well, heartbreak for Eastleigh, credit to Aldershot for getting themselves back into the game, but it's in a position Eastleigh never thought they would get themselves into at half-time. 3-1, particularly the first 20 minutes they were cruising. 2 early goals, but 2 second-half goals in this all-Hampshire clash means the 3-3 is how it finished. Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 3, full-time. Alex Pike, your full-time thoughts?
Yeah, it's still trying to recover, from that. It was more like a basketball game than it was a football match at times. That we're at their end, they're at our end. And then we got a grip of the game in the first half, and we looked terrific towards the end, scoring the goal at the right time, coming in at 3-1. No one expected Aldershot to come out and do what they've done in the second half, because I thought we had more goals in us in the second half. And to be fair, Tommy Richardson, he's tightened up at the back. He limited our chances in the second half, and they've scored 2 goals to their credit and got themselves back into the game. And that's always the trouble when you've got a new manager, that it does lift the players and it gives the players a little bit more confidence. But Eastleigh will be absolutely gutted that there's 2 points thrown away really, and a missed opportunity.
So second half it was a completely different story at full time. Those are the views of Alex Pike, the Eastleigh commercial director. It also finished 0-0 between Portsmouth and Morecambe. It's finished 3-3 here in a 6-goal thriller, but it was 1-1 between Bromley and Boreham Wood. So it was in the end a draw there, so Eastleigh still stayed 2 points clear of 8th place as well. All to play for. Aldershot now just 2 points above safety after that 3-3 draw. And back to Jordan Clark, full time at the Silver Lake. Eastleigh 3, Aldershot 3.